Let's see.
I'm getting slow.
All right, welcome everybody. God bless you. Thank you for being here again. There are people. This is our Thursday Zoom, Country Living, Sustainability, and Preparation. We got a lot going on today. We got a lot of good stuff for you all. I'm going to get my screen on share here, and we're going to get right into this. So we just thank God. I'm grateful to God because every day we pray for something different, but yet the same. We pray for God for the Holy Spirit to rest, root, and abide in everything we do and guide our steps. But we always pray for God to bring us particular people or specific people that need something. So I like that. We just every day is somebody new. Somebody needs something else. Even on late last night, another brother we saw him in the WhatsApp, and we just jumped all over it. And by God's grace, we hope we're a blessing to that brother. We got people that need help, y'all, and it's on all of us. We've been deputized by God, so to speak, to help people, and that's why we need to have effective evangelism, not just talking,
Yeah.
not just talking. Go ahead and mute. Go ahead and mute. Go ahead and mute, guys. Go ahead and mute everybody.
Yeah.
I can mute. If you're not muted, I'm hearing you talking. Who is that? Who's talking? I'll wait till I find you. I'm gonna double mute you. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. Let's see who that is. All right, I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna get started right away. Welcome everybody. All right, let's go to here and then let's get right into this. Guys, remind me that I got a piece to give you after this is done. I got some resources that you guys have got to have right here hidden to the right. So we're going to get started with this because this is something a little bit different and it's got a lot of things in there. So welcome again to our Thursday night teaching piece here with There Are People Ministry. And this is the hidden wealth that's on the land. This is going to talk about a lot of things in a lot of ways that people completely overlook it. And this is going to save you because it'll show you how you got resources on your property that you can make income from without having to go out and buy everything. Sometimes you go out and buy some things that you really don't need to buy. And this is also going to show you how to use the things you have to help everybody else that's in the country. And no, they do not have to be SDA. They're not going to be anybody you necessarily know or like, all those kind of cases. But you'll still have those services that you can offer that's going to keep you sustaining. Because I'm sticking with it. The Bible says our bread and water shall be sure. Even when we have to leave, even when we have to do other things, God has us. He has us. So what most country living teachers never tell you about, and you see a lot of people talk about country living, but the resource they don't talk about is income, the ministry of, and the age of where we are with Daniel and the toes. People don't understand that. They don't bring that out in chapter 2, and they don't bring it out clear enough because anybody I talk to really know not much about it unless they're SDA. Other people know that there's something going on in the world, but they don't share that. So part of our ministry is present truth. And when I go out and I do some speaking engagements, it bothers me when the ministries, the people that call us, won't let us teach present truth. That's an issue for me because that's where we are, and people need to know where we are. So as we look at disasters in the world, and I'd be like, don't people know where we are? No, because they're not teaching it. Churches aren't teaching it. The news isn't talking about it. You won't hear the news say nothing about Daniel chapter 2, Revelation, the mark of the beast. You don't hear it. So we need to cry loud and spare not. I had the pleasure of being on a Zoom on yesterday, and yesterday, the day before yesterday, I forget time. It goes by so fast. But there were a group of people, and they were talking honestly about maybe the next generation will get it right, or the generation after that. And I just had to get on there and say, no, there is no other generation. There is no generation after that. This is the generation. There will not, and I'll stick with that. I can't tell you Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but I will tell you there won't be another 40 years or 80 years of God putting up with this and what's happening to his world before he comes. We're in the toes of Daniel 2. That tells you right off the bat that we don't have another generation. We don't have another generation. It's telling you everything is going to happen really fast and it's happening really fast. And then it says when you see. And if we can't see now that we're dealing with the iron and the clay, and they both from the United States, they're both from right here, then something's not right. Something's not right. So we need to know we don't have a lot of time. Okay. And we'll talk about that later. Okay. And whereas thou sawest the feet of the toes, part of the potter and part clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. Daniel 2:41. So we know it's something going on. We already know what's happening. We already know what's happening. So here's a different thing for you right here. Watch. Um, what we are not going to say tonight Every country living talks about the same things, and you guys see that all of the time. Plant a garden. They always talk about that, so I don't need to go over that with you. Sell extra produce at the market. Get some eggs, sell your eggs, sell some fish, sell some beef, some cattle. Nope. Buy 40 acres in the cabin. Most people tell you that. We talk about that all the time. Get your land. Stock up on canned goods. Not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about other ways. Tonight, we're going to show you to see the hidden wealth already on your land, because a lot of people get land and they don't even walk it. Not only do they don't walk it, they don't understand what's on it or know how to read what's on your land. It's very key that we know about everything that's on our land and the importance of everything that's there. So we're going to talk about that. Make income without ever selling produce. A different way. Brother Kevin always tell you cherry tomatoes, $75,000 to $200,000 per acre. So we're going to show you how to make additional incomes without selling produce. So you already know you could sell produce. And then get the land without a big mortgage. So we're going to show you something different there. Multiple resources on other ways to get land. A little bit different. And then receive the city's exodus as a ministry. So the leaving the city, make it your ministry. Make it your ministry and let other people know that. So 6 parts, and we're going to try to keep this down to hour and a half so we can have some fun. So let's get going. All right. So people always talk about planting a garden. We're going to do something a little different. So the urgency reframe. We are not moving for peace. We are moving because the toes are cracking. So as we know, we're in the toes of the giant and they're cracking, meaning that stone is coming down, ready to hit that. We're at the end. Everything came down from the top, had to go all the way down, and there is no more room. Seemed like for God seemed like on the earth. So God has to take this. He has to come take this thing out. And we want to be the ones ready to go back with him when he comes. We want to be that remnant saint. So like I said, we know we don't have generations to go. We don't. I mean, it's laid out. It tells you that. It says when you see. So the iron, what's going on there? Government, forces, and control. It's just taking over. The clay, divided people, weak alliance. Nobody's joining together. Nobody's really working together. And be honest and be truthful with you, America and Israel is not together as people think they are. Israel's still going back, killing people, doing what they do. America's still going, doing what they do. So where we think their groups are working together, they're not. Everybody's killing everybody. Everybody's attacking everybody. And then the cracks in the toes. Economy, supplies, confidence, nothing sound except for Christ. Nothing else is sound. Everything is messed up. Okay. So the counsel to leave the cities is not a lifestyle, advice. It is a timing instruction. We have to get out of the cities and we have to make sure that we're ready to receive the people to get them out of the cities as well. Okay. So here we go. Part 1 of 6. See what you already have. This is what we're going to talk about. The different ways to do things on the land that you have. Before you buy anything else, walk your property. Even if you've already had your property for a little while, we want to give you a little bit more insight on how to look at a few little things there. Kay, my sister there, can walk you through all kinds of stuff about her property. Carmen with Access to the Journey can walk you through things we're going to talk about. People who work the property. Different people, different of you who work the land, different people who work the land, you're going to know what I'm talking about. Most country lands host thousands of dollars in resources that nobody has ever counted. What? Brother Kevin, what are you talking about? Yes, I walked my land today. I walk it all the time. But now when you see what I'm going to be talking about, you're going to look at it just a little different. And especially if you got a larger portion of land, and even if you're near national forestry, that's going to be key for you as well. Okay. So when you walk your land and you see what you already have, then you do this. The land's inventory that most people skip. Before you spend $1, walk every acre on your land, get your notebook out and make a list of everything that you see. So we're going to go over some stuff. We're going to talk about standing timber. So your trees that's on your land, right? The trees you already have on your land, look at them and try to identify what types of trees you have. Because different types of trees are good for different types of things, in addition to lumber, in addition to firewood, because some trees don't make good firewood. Some trees make excellent firewood, but they also give off various things like saps and things like that, and things they grow, all those kinds of things. So identify the trees you got for firewood, lumber, mushroom logs, and compost. Identify those trees, because one thing I know about our property are that we have to take down a lot of trees. I got about 100 trees that has to come down because our land hadn't been lived on for a whole bunch of years, and a lot of trees sprouted up and just doing this anyways, ready to fall, this, that, and the other. So we have to identify those trees, and then see what resources, what they're good for. Because not only do we stack and store our own firewood, we'll now have some lumber and things that we can sell to others. Because when we talk about lumber, I'm going to be talking to you about some other things with lumber that people don't talk about. So let's go to the second one. Clay, stone, and sand. No, we're not talking about the statue in Daniel 2. We're talking about understanding what's on your land. Do you have clay soil? Do you have stone? Do you have sand? I just had a gentleman come out the other day, yesterday, now 2 days ago on that one, to look at removing some trees that's closer to the house that's kind of leaning, because these trees are 70 feet tall, really tall pines. And they grew up and they got on a little angle. And he saw all the giant boulders that I have that weigh more than most of y'all's cars. And I said, do you buy rock? He says, yes, we buy rocks. So we have stones on our land. Big, I'm talking big boulders. My mini excavator can only pick up 500 pounds. So it picked up one about this big, and I was quite impressed. I was good to go. But we have some 15, 20, and 30 times that size. Come to find out, there is a major market for boulders and stone. People use them for yard decoration all around the place. So right off the bat, there's a whole nother revenue of money on our property, and that's stone. If you got clay, people want that clay because they use that when they're doing ponds, fishing ponds, any kind of pond they put together. Clay is key for that. And then sand sells all over the place. Okay. So ovens, foundations, path, free. Okay. Outbuildings. Okay. So if you got any buildings on your property, you just got this property and you see you got all those buildings on there. Don't go tearing those buildings down yet. Take a look at some things. Roofing sheds beat new construction. So if you got some old sheds on your property, if you can put a new roof on there, that new roof saves you tons of money on reconstructing, tearing everything down, and trying to put up something new. Put a new roof on first, and then start there with your walls and floor and making everything else sound, and you'll be good to go. Because a lot of times you tear it down, unfortunately, in a lot of areas you can't rebuild. They don't want you to rebuild. Some people try to do that against you, but you can on your land. But but even this is cheaper than a full rebuild. So start with the roof, the guts, the roots, the structure. Make sure that's sound. Put a new roof on. Take it from there. Then you can lay that building out any kind of way you want, and they'll never know what it was before. Okay. So old buildings, roof them up. Okay. Open meadows and fields, ready for orchards, gardens, cover crops, or solar. You can use those fields to do everything. Now, when I say solar, you can open up a solar farm or rent that land out for a solar farm and actually make an income. Not only do you get energy, you can sell energy back. You sell an energy back if you put it in yourself, or if you rent it to somebody else, they'll also share energy with you. So if you got a lot of land that you're not using, and then also cover crops, those are things you grow in the winter or in the off season until you grow something else. It's time to grow that again. You can do a cover crop, and that's extra money that sells, but average person doesn't think about that. So ready for orchards, gardens, and cover crops. So there's a lot there. If you don't inventory it, you will buy something you already own. So you want to do inventory first. And then let's go over to the next phase. Springs and drainage, free water, pond sites, and irrigation lines. There's ways you can run water, create ponds, and ponds are awesome. Ponds are awesome. Ponds are awesome because you got systems on water. Not only you got free water to drink, you can purify, clean, all that kind of fun stuff. Water is also marketable, okay? But there's a lot you can do there. Then you got irrigation systems that you can route out to take care of all your planting, all that fun stuff. So don't sleep that. And then wild edibles and herbs. A lot of people don't even consider getting the book to show you about the wild edible herbs and things that are already on your property. Weeds you cut down, you don't know what they're there for. And I found out there's a lot of weeds for a lot of purposes and a lot of good. But we look at them and say, oh, that's ugly. But they serve a purpose, okay? So wild edibles and herbs, you need to check those things out because you've been walking by them. Especially if you got water on your land and you got those areas where all the weeds build up. And if you got the forest on your land, check out and see what's growing. Okay. So walk in May, you own a free apothecary. Okay. Scrap metal, fencing and wire. Look at all that stuff. Sell it. Iron, metal, steel, that's worth money. The pounds is going up, especially when you're at war. You don't hear people talk about that. When you're at war, when there's things going on, they get everything, every metal, scrapyard metal go through the roof. That's why stocks are up now, because they use all that stuff, unfortunately, to make weapons and bombs and bullets and ammo and cars and trucks and all kinds of stuff. So scrap goes up. I don't want to relate it to war, but unfortunately, that time when a lot of metal prices, you see them go through the roof. Okay, so you can sell stuff, all those kinds of things. Sell, reuse, or barter, but don't discard. Don't let somebody tell you to throw something away because you got too much of it. I know they're going to want to tell you that. Get on it immediately, trying to find somebody to sell, trade, and barter to, okay? Or knowing you can store those things and have a market, because there's a market coming up for it. Because there's going to be times that those 500 items you're sitting on that's redundant 500 times, there's going to be 10,000 people that's going to want them. So at some point, you won't have enough. It's not for everybody to understand. But you got to know you got to have some resources on your property. Somebody said, what if you got too much? It depends on what you're talking about. But usually we know there's going to be a situation where it won't be too much, because there's going to come a period where people can't get it. Remember, we just thought the Strait of Hormuz was open, only to find out it's not. So only to find out that there's hundreds, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of ships that's loaded with cargo that got turned around or got to go back here. Somebody got to go through there and go through there. And then we thought that Iran's navy was sunk, only to find out it wasn't. They had ships hid off in other places, and now they're back taking over ships. They just did a third ship, boarded another ship. So there's a lot of things going on that the actual news will not tell you. Okay. That's why Trump has changed his tune a whole lot. And then one reporter slipped up, but he said it just as clear. He says, and Iran has nukes. I rewind it. And Iran has nukes. Sure did. So notice Trump just stopped abruptly. Whether that's true or not, we don't know. But we do know they detained a ship that was flagged Iranian. It was a Chinese ship, and they had things going in they say were good for dual purpose. So there's a lot of things that's been getting snuck in, and that's why we put that supposedly they got this embargo thing going on where they're holding up the ports. So there's things we don't know about. So let's get busy. All right. So southern exposure, the single most valuable free asset on your land is the sun. So let's store that energy with solar systems. Let's store that energy. And if you can get enough energy, enough resources to store enough batteries, enough things you can store, you can even sell that or give some away. But you can charge up your batteries. If you got a big enough place, big enough house, you can put multiple people on your property. You got resources for a lot of people. So don't miss that one. All right. All right. Let's go here. Let's go to, all right. So one resource, many incomes. Everything on the land should be working in more than one direction. Everything on the land should be working in more than one direction. Okay. So one woodlot. Firewood sales, you could sell firewood. And if it's a good wood, that burns really well and is dried really well, people will pay premium for that. Lumber milling. You can now buy a portable lumber mill that you can tow behind your car or SUV. A portable lumber mill where you can make your own 2x4s, 2x6s, 4x4s from the lumber coming down from your trees that you're taking down on your property. You can now mill your own wood and mill wood to save others. Okay. I got a good friend up here. He owns a lot of land. He mills his own wood. I'm getting ready to put up 2 sheds. We get our wood from him. We don't have to go to the big box stores to get wood. Okay? And he knows the prices at the big box stores. And that's why it's such an outstanding deal, because we get this wood. We can build our own sheds, all those kinds of things. So lumber milling, mushroom logs, ways that you can grow mushroom, all those kinds of things. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Maple or birch sap, maple syrup, birch, a pine, even pine sap and pine cones. All of these are resources for other reasons, other monies, other things you can make from them, all those kinds of things. So don't sleep that. Okay. And then ginseng and medicinals. Knowing what you have on your property, everybody. Somebody take care of that waiting room for me there, please. Knowing what you have on your property, and then privacy screens. Okay. So you got a lot on your land as you look at, some people got the trees that's laid out. Some people got this. They don't want anybody to see what you got over here. You got this laid out. See what you got on your property and take advantage of that. Okay, there's a lot of things out there that we can do. All right, so one pond. Here we go. One pond. Drinking water backup. If you get a pond on your land, so your ponds are key, especially if you got that clay that holds that pond just right. You got drinking water backup. Okay, cattails and watercress. These are things that grow there. These are things you can grow. There are cattails are food. You get down in there. I don't know if y'all know these things can be used for food. You guys got to get the book that tells you what plants and stuff is good for you. Elderberries and willows on the bank. You're growing food. That water's right there. You got stuff constantly growing. If it's not there, plant it. If it's not there, put it there. And then you got then your irrigation supply. So you can route this water from this pond out to where you need it. Remember, I showed you guys how you can do that without electricity. They create these little shaker valves that go inside the PVC pipes. And when you build that, it's on YouTube. It's called shaker valve water, like shaker valve water motion. And the guy takes the PVC pipes, puts that shaker valve in there, and he puts it in the water and he shakes it. All of a sudden, the water come up out a 2-inch pipe and comes out, blah, blah, blah. And then he reduces that pipe down to 1.5 inch, and then to a 1 inch, down all the way down to a 1/4 inch, and it goes out to where he's planted his food, and it's shooting out fast because he reduced it all the way down. It creates pressure, and that PVC pipe is flowing water without electricity, and he's irrigating and watering. So irrigation supplies, and then also having a pond, fire suppression. Same way I'm telling you about this guy with the irrigation. Hook a hose onto it, it's pressure down, fire suppression, you got irrigation. Okay? Microclimate cooling keeps things cool, keeps things from overheating, all kinds of advantages. So that pond can be used several different kind of ways. Okay? So don't sleep that as well. So we got a lot we're gonna be talking about. One barn. I seen somebody took an old barn, looks just like the one in the picture, and they fixed it up so nice. Now they do weddings, and ceremonies in the barn. So people just show up and they say, hey, you ran it on Facebook. We want to rent your barn for a wedding or this or that and the other. And they make an income from the barn because those barns, the older barns, had solid lofts because those lofts were holding a lot of hay, lots of bales of hay. So they had solid lofts and people just refurbished the outside, spit shine the floors in there, put a sanding on them and a varnish and a stain, and there you go. Okay. And also barns are also, you got root cellar storage, so you can store things. Okay, you can store all kinds of goodies. Then you got workshop space. Then you got bunkhouse for transitions. People coming from the city in a rush. Barns, electricity, bedrooms, running water, bathroom, put them in barn. You can do all that in barns. You really can. The space is there. No, it's not laid out for it, but you can lay it out for it because it's there. And then workshop rental. If somebody else has a spot, but they don't have the space for a workshop, you can rent that barn out for those various things. And then Sabbath gathering. Having your own service on your land. People can now come to your barn, pole barn, building, shed, shack, whatever you want, whatever you got there on Sabbath. And then don't forget dry storage. So every one, your wood on your lot, your pond, your barn, multiple uses, also multiple streams of income. Okay? All right, here we go. Make a living. This is part 2. Make a living without selling produce. People usually sell fruit, eggs, vegetables, and those have a low margin. They take a lot of time, and then some of you have to have a permit. Okay? Heavy path services, processing, and skills. Skills pay better and require no farmer's market stall. So skills are good, okay? So if you can do something with the service industry, if you can do something with processing and skills, it pays a lot more money than sometimes waiting in line to sell a lot of stuff. So that's why you want to develop whatever skill set. What are you good at? Like we got a brother and sister that do credit repair. We do business consulting. We have skill training in our academy, Healing Proper Short Course Academy, healingproper.com, plug. So we do various things to help people. And then our ministry helps people. So here's something that you guys can do differently. So make a living without selling produce. Everybody's not meant to be a farmer. So there's other things you can do on your land. We're going to talk about that. Here we go. All right. So income streams that aren't crop, that aren't corn, tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, broccoli, Brussels sprout, and that really slimy, yucky stuff, that slimy okra. Okay? So number 1, woodlot selective cut services. So you can have something where you can actually come out and cut people's wood for them if you own a wood mill. or need to take trees down, or want to create firewood, or removing trees for people, and then you being able to get paid. You get paid to cut the tree down. You get paid to cut the tree up. You get paid to move the tree and haul the tree away, and then you sell it for firewood. Mm. Or use it to mill yourself because you bought a wood mill. So you see already income streams that aren't crop. Wood is a lot of money, especially when you're in the country. Because for us to go to the big box store, it's 1 hour away, right? And we know we're going to pay for it. Then you got to rent a big trailer, truck, what have you. But if somebody right in the community or something has that, it's a better deal for you. Or if you can provide that, it's great. And then two, mushroom log. Okay. Okay. And this is something where you can produce. I don't know if y'all know a lot how mushrooms and how things grow and all those things that go on there. You can produce these. I'm gonna give you a layout on that when I give you the other part of this on how you can make a significant income or show people how they can also have a way of things growing on their own property and pick what mushrooms you grow and all those kinds of things that you want to do. Orchards and grafting and pruning service. Orchards, like we've got the plastic 55-gallon barrel drums. Cut them in half. You got raised beds. They're great for raspberry, blackberry bushes, those kinds of things. Then you take the skinny PVC pipe and you run it right on down the line. You punch those little tiny holes in there, and you got your irrigation going, drip, 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 drip. And you got those, you got orchards going right now, and you got food more than you're going to use and or can, and you can market those at $6 a pound. So a lot of people don't know that. So you got some real good things going on there with blackberries, raspberries. You could splice those all day and keep them pruned so they don't get too high, don't get away from you, all those kinds of things. You can splice those and sell those all the time. Seed saving library. Some people only have a limited amount of seeds, but if you know how to gather other seeds, you can sell seeds or swap seed libraries with other people. Okay, so that's quite awesome. Okay, so seed and swap. Portable sawmill. We talked about that. You can buy, just Google it. Look at it on Amazon. Look at it in your big box stores. You can buy your own log mill, sawmill that hooks to the back of your car, just like an RV. And some are big like that, but some aren't. And you'll be able to go around and mill all your own wood, milling it right on location for a place you're going to build. You tell the person, I'm coming to work on you, you'll probably build you a shed. Use their own wood to mill right there. I mean, the money you're making when you're milling wood. But also, again, if you're doing a tree removal service and other things like that for people, you get paid to move those trees. That wood mill is going to pay you back. Okay, and then we're going to talk about later. Keep this in mind. That wood mill. If you all go into as a group of buying that, if a lot of you live in a community, if you guys all put your monies together and buy these various things that I'll be talking about, and then you guys just evenly use that or distribute that, that's going to pay you back its very first, immediately, right away. Okay, so firewood splitting and delivery, big money, and this portable wood mill does that as well. You get firewood splitters, you can split them right on location, have it picked up. You're getting paid to take it away, take it right to the house you just sold it to. Okay, so fire splitting and delivery, money, money, money. As a matter of fact, both of those individually is money, because some people may bring you some and say split it, or have you come get it and split it and restack it on their land. They pay you for that. And then some just want, you bring in wood you have, they're just ready to buy some that you got, and they'll pay you for that. So there's big money in that. There's an Amish gentleman here, 20 something years old, and people go to him and they're spending, you drop your truck off, you come back the next day, pick it up full. They even stack it for you. So there's some good things going on there. Tools and equipment library rental. Okay, so you got a library, you know what tools you have. Too far for people to go to the big box stores, all that kind of fun stuff. You can rent out your tools. Get that security deposit, get that ID. You can rent out your tools, and you can labor with that tool behind it to add a little bit more extra dollars to that. Okay, so we own several equipment. Somebody want to use it, they're gonna use me with it or somebody with it that I send with that. Okay, because we got Jenny, we got a big generator, we got mini sheets, mini so sweet. Mini's a mini excavator. So somebody needs to use that. We have it. Putting in trees, doing this, digging ditches, all those kinds of fun stuff. We good to go. So tools and equipment library, keeping track of everything you got. We just got in a big 40-foot container. I also got a brand new container jack that lifts 8,000 pounds. Okay, so those are things that's valuable. Those are things that's valuable. Okay, and then skill, barter, coordination. Okay, and you can set that up in your community, and then multiple communities, and link them together. You can run that, exchanging services for other services and or favors. Okay, without money ever even exchanging hands. mobile canning and dehydrating. A person selling 500, got all these tomatoes, and the tomatoes is going bad before he can sell them. You can have a mobile canning and hydrating business where either they're dropping them off to you and picking them up done, or you going out on location showing them how to do that. Okay, so don't sleep that. Mobile canning and dehydration. Take your dehydrators with you, those kinds of things. Custom grain milling. Okay, if you can buy a grain mill, okay, and especially if two or three of you team up to buy that, so much money you can make there with people bringing their grains to you or you going out on location milling grain. Big business. Mylar bags, all those kinds of things. Big business. Okay. Pick two, not 10. The difference between dreaming, okay, and income is commitment. So out of these 10 things we just talked about, pick two of those and see what is it that you're most likely to do and be successful at. Easy for you to do. But to pick none would not be good. So pick two. Don't pick 10. Don't pick three. Don't pick five because you may not have the time for those. But pick two and make a commitment to those so that they take care of you. Different ways to sustain you. Okay. Every new arrival needs what you already know. All right. This is quite key because when we talk about every new arrival needs what you already know, there's going to be people coming to the country for the first time, coming from the city. They won't know nothing about a lot of the stuff you're getting ready to talk about. Okay. In my book, To the Country and Live the Ark, it came out 2 weeks ago. Thank you guys who purchased that book. Brother, send me him reading the book today, and I thought that was outstanding. Brother Moritz out of Michigan. God bless you. Thank you, my brother. And my sisters called me and said, "We got your book." That book is packed. The book has resources, and I tell everybody, if you read the book, and you don't all have to go out and buy it, share with each other. I wish you go out and buy it all, of course, but share with each other. When you read that book, you become knowledgeable. You become a consultant and you got services you can actually sell, barter, give away, trade, whatever. Because that book from A to Z, you can go on Amazon and read the chapters before you buy the book. Read the table of contents, the TLC, and you'll see it covers so much things you guys didn't even imagine. It covers so much, okay, to include childbirth, step by step, all those things. It covers so much. And people are going to be coming to you not knowing anything. So trade most rural folks have. You're going to see chainsaw works, small engine repair, fence building, well troubleshooting, septic work, plumbing in 20-degree Fahrenheit weather, welding, roofing, wiring, 30 amp plugs. We teach all that in our academy, but these are skill trades that you guys, if you're good at these are trades that are needed in the country in rural living. Because to get somebody to come 2 hours away when we're building our home, we're working on our home, everybody had to come from so far away because not many people in the community had any of these skill sets. And those who did stayed booked up so much it wasn't funny. And the companies who did these that were close by overcharged to the extreme that it make you go get somebody from 2 to 3 hours away. So these are skills that's going to be needed in the country that will make you self-sustaining. Okay. Homestead skills city folks lack. Some of them have it. Trades most rural folks have, but here's homestead skills that city folks don't have. They don't have. They don't know how to start seeding. A lot of them don't know how to do raised beds, food preservation, canning, okay, grain handling. They know nothing about it, how to keep the moisture out, keep the animals away, the worms, all that kind of fun stuff. Orchard grafting, how to get them fruits and stuff just right, how to expand your orchard without having to keep buying trees and or plants by doing grafting. Mushroom cultivation, wood and heat safety, water from the spring. City slickers, city folks don't know a lot about that. So those are skills that you can uniquely sell and or market, barter, and or trade without selling fruits and vegetables, okay? Administrative and creative skills. Remote work setup, bookkeeping, writing, teaching, publishing, LMS courses like we teach, curriculum design, the things ministries keep needing done. There's ministries that need this work done. There's people that need these work. There's people that need to learn these skills. That's why we have this academy so that we can help people with this. And that's why the resources you all have are marketable, marketable for country living. Do not sleep your skills, people. You can sell a tomato if you had it. I got a tomato. But what about what you know how to do? That's marketable. You need help with that? Contact me. We got you. Okay. So charge fairly. Teach freely where the Spirit leads. Charge freely where the customer leads. Okay? All right? Got you. All right, here we go. Stop selling raw. Start selling transform. Okay, so stop selling raw. Start selling transform. Let's go over this. A neighbor with 500 pounds of tomatoes doesn't need a produce stand. He doesn't. He got 500 pounds of tomatoes. She needs canning, your labels, and your dehydrator. So in other words, you know a person sitting on all these fruits and vegetables, that's a business for you. You take your canning skills, your labeling skills, and your dehydrator to her 500 pounds of tomatoes, and you now have a serious source of income without you selling the tomato. Okay? So mobile canning. Come to their kitchen, cuts 90% of the time. You can do it right in their kitchen. You can do it right in the person's house, and you're charging for that. Dehydrating service. Commercial units turns days into hours. Get the big ones. Get the big ones. Get the big dehydrators. And you save time and you produce a lot of product really fast. Portable sawmills. Okay? Turn their downed trees into lumber on the site. My wife walked the land today. She says, has all these trees been here, been on the ground, been down? A lot of them fell through the winter. So now we can turn that into lumber or firewood, all kinds of things, or mulch, all kinds of things. And then mulch is always a big seller. Uh, Custom grain milling. Wheat, your meal, their flour. Their wheat, your grain meal, their flour. So your grain meal makes you money. Now, if you guys team up and partner up to buy grain meals, look at that. You're producing your own flour. Flour for them, this for them, that for that, this for you. Money for you. Okay? Give them, they got their wheat, you give them flour. Pickup and delivery routes, urban to rural produce transits. You can run a business where you simply transform the produce. Big money, big money. It's a big money. We got a big truck, 24-footer, 22-footer, 16-footer, 14-footer, semi, what have you, transforming produce. That's all you do. Driving back and forth, driving back and forth, driving back and forth. If you got a wood mill or grain, wheat mill, same kind of thing. You can mill the wheat and everything on the back of a truck, believe it or not. There's all kinds of processes you can do things with. Okay, so pick up and delivery routes. Don't sleep that. That's income. Cold and dry storage rental. Rent square footage in your root cellar. You can expand your root cellar. You can build it as big as you want, especially if you got a barn or old steel post or steel post barn on your property, the old steel buildings. You have space that you can rent. You have storage you can rent. You do. The margins is in the work, not the crop. So you got to get busy. All right, here we go. Cut the cost of living in half. Part 3. Most country families can save thousands per year by changing how they buy, not by earning more. Fuel, food, and tools are the 3 levers. Okay, so change how you buy. So for instance, if you got 3 people, 4 people in the community, but y'all you keep driving back and forth to the city or to the store, to the gas station to buy gas every time your car run low, or you keep you got a propane tank and you got to keep on going that you're renting instead of owning, and you got to keep on waiting. We run low, you got to get that truck back out. Where you guys can team up, right? And buy fuel in bulk. You get better prices. Buy fuel in bulk. And then instead of leasing your gas tank, 500 gallon, 1,000 gallon, buy it. Saves you money because now you can buy from any other propane company who has the best price. And then when that truck comes out, you guys get together and time that. Okay, so you can get a good deal because the truck will come out with 4,000 gallons and everybody's getting 500, 1,000, 800, 600, 200, whatever. That truck makes one trip, services 4, 5, 6 different families right there. You guys reap the profit. You reap the profit. People don't think about that. Same thing with food. As you guys team up and bring everything together, somebody sells, somebody cultivates, somebody grows, somebody sells, somebody markets, somebody grinds it, grains, all kinds of things, dehydration, all that. Doing these things together, and the tools you have are so valuable that it's not funny. Not everybody can go out and buy an excavator or a 3-phase big generator or backhoe or a cherry picker, all those things. So your tools are going to be most important as well. All right. Own your fuel. Don't rent at the pump. Don't rent it at the pump. Own your fuel. In other words, you're able to stock up on fuel yourself. Okay. Own farm bulk diesel. People don't know there's an item called farm bulk diesel. Okay. A 275 and 500 gallon farm tank saves per gallon. So a 275 to 500 gallon farm tank saves per gallon. That's the big tank. Okay. Well, a nice size tank. and it saves per cost. The more you buy, the better it is. Okay, it cuts down the trips. So if you can get a diesel delivery, and you can get diesel delivery to your property, it cuts down on the trips you have to go out to refill, to get diesel, to keep refilling your tank, all those kinds of fun things. People don't consider that. That's why we're showing people, and Carmen and Excellence to the Journey had a gentleman, had some people on it, was telling you how to get your cans, start doing your own diesel, putting the stuff you need to make that last, and your gas and all those kinds of fun things, because it saves you on money and trips. So let's see. So you got what's called off-road dyed diesel, is legal for off-highway equipment and costs less. No highway tax. People say, what is that? Look it up. You'll find out. Propane. Own your own tank. I talked about that. Don't lease. Lease tanks lock you to that particular supplier, okay, at full retail price. And they know that. Okay, but when you own your own tank, okay, you can go with anybody. So you get your 500 or 1,000 gallon tank. We have a 500, but we're getting ready to get a second one. I was going to get us a 1,000 gallon tank, but the problem with that is if it ever springs a leak, you'll lose all 1,000 of gallons of your fuel or whatever's in there. But if you get yourself two 500-gallon tanks, then you hedge against that leak, and then you have redundancy even in propane. So learn to do that, and then when you own your own tanks, right, you can go with anybody who has the best price, and all the companies going to come out to deliver to you, not a problem, and you'll see who has the best price, because they'll usually be in your area because they come all over the place. A lot of people own their own tanks. I may see 4 or 5 different. We have one in town, and then we have another one outside of town. Then we have 1 hour, 30 minutes away, various places. But they'll compete for the business, okay? All right, so let your buy on summer load from any supplier pay you back. And it pays back in 2 to 3 years, it says that. But it really pays you back almost. You make money immediately because every penny saved, you have it. You good to go, okay? And then you get, when he comes out, make sure it's worth it. You get that tank done so you don't run out. And then if you partner with your neighbors and doing the same thing, you're good to go because the guy happy to come because now he knows he can service 2, 3 people at the same time. They'll give you a better rate. Okay, wood heat as primary heat. An outdoor wood boiler or high efficiency indoor unit on your own wood lot, okay, replaces $2,500 to $4,000 of heating fuel. Your own wood with a wood burning stove. You know they got out burners now, outside wood burners that you fill in the morning and at night. It's an outside furnace. It comes in, has a pipe, goes in the ground, comes in, connects to your actual furnace or the house itself to the blower system and sends heat in like normal, but it's coming from wood. And it saves you a tremendous amount of money on your winter bills. Okay, so consider that. Okay, and then if 6 families right here, a co-op neighborhood pool, 6 families splitting 1,000-gallon delivery always beats 1 family at retail. So by you guys splitting the gas coming out, the fuel that's coming out, it saves a lot of money. Set a standing delivery date, split by the gallon, not by the household. So how much we got coming? I need this many gallons. I need that many gallons. I need that many gallons. Everybody pay for what they need, and you're good to go. Okay. So typical family savings with all 4 are in place, 3,500 to 6,500 a year. Consider that money. We don't know how many years we got, how much time we got, but consider the savings because that reduces your country living costs. You're already extremely lower than the cities. This produces that even lower when you guys use your smarts and work together. Okay. And be a blessing for you for bringing this to your neighbor's attention as well. Okay. 5 families. 5 families equal wholesale pricing. So these are ways that you can really take advantage of things with a bulk cooperative purchasing. This is going to be very key for you. And I want you guys to see this because it makes most sense. Most rural communities already have delivery routes nearby. Okay. And matter of fact, we got Azure Standard. Azure Standard comes out with a big semi. Everybody meets them in the park. All the families is getting something. Their names go on the ground in different spots. Then everybody gets in line, and the Azure Standard raises the door, introduce themselves, blah, blah, blah. Then they start offloading. Everybody does that. A way you can buy in wholesale makes things really good for you. Kitchen supplies, 28%. Household cleaners, 41%. Fuel delivery, 18%. Seed and starch, 45%. Feed and livestock, 32%. I mean, just things that people ordering. They're ordering, right? Bulk dry goods, 38%. All kinds of things. Azure Standard delivers all that kind of fun stuff. And I'm telling you, when I'm telling you, we way up in the mountains of Wisconsin. We're 1 hour from Ashland, which is top of the very top of the country. So being part of Azure Standard, plant-based items, all kinds, your flowers, your almonds, your walnuts, your cashews, on and 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 on. Olive oil, all those kinds of great things. Grains, oats, meals, all that comes right to you in sacks. Okay, and then we just simply go out, meet them in the park. in the town, pick up ours, go back to your country spot. Okay, so there's a lot of resources there. How to start? Find 4 to 6 like-minded families within 30 minutes and take care of that. Pick one category to start, dry goods or feed. Um, Rotate who places the order with the zero standard as the host family. Rotate that. Okay, not putting pressure on anybody, but you don't want to always take on the responsibility. Share that. Use a single spreadsheet. Don't overbill. Just lay it out. This is what's available. This is what's there. How many people getting this? Who getting that? Who getting what? And then we rotate that as well. And then you let the other family take over the next time. Okay. Add a category every 90 days. You can add something different to that. Okay. Walnuts, cashews, plant-based olive oil, plant-based butter, things like coconut fat, all kinds of things. They also sell rechargeable solar batteries, and then AA and AAA batteries, long life lasting, candles, all kinds of things. Azure Standard, people check them out. Okay, so regional starts with, let's go back. So come now, go back, start messing up stuff. Hold on, let me get back there. Okay, so Azure Standard routes, UNFI, we're available. Local feed mills, farmer seed buying clubs. Get something going every day for you guys so you can help other people. So don't wait, start immediately. And then the tool library. Own what you use weekly. Share what you use monthly. So own what you use weekly. Own it. Do it. Be all over it. Okay. And then share what you use monthly. Use weekly and buy. Chainsaw, mower, basic hand tools. Ownership justifies the cost. Okay. Example, one log splitter. I'm gonna tell you about that in a little bit. 1,600 new. If you split it 5 ways, $320 a person. Takes care of itself. Use monthly. Share. Tiller, log splitter, post driver, cement mixer, and rotate that amongst 3 to 6 families because you all bought it together and you can rotate that around. This is your month to hold it or your week to hold it or do what you're going to do with it. Get it done. Use yearly pool. So what you use, so you got a weekly pool where you can buy certain things and utilize those. You got a monthly pool that you can share, and then you got to use yearly pool. Tractors, backhoes, sawmills, grain mills. Okay, one cooperative ownership, scheduled use. Everybody gets it. You can. What month do you want it? What week do you need it for? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. It can stay there. That's where it's at. Next person already booked up, know when to come get it or have it shipped to them. Those kinds of things. So don't sleep none of this because these are all ways to save you money. The same principle scales a tractor at $35,000 divided by 5 families is $7,000 each. So it's a whole lot cheaper to part own a new tractor than to buy one outright. And because you don't need it every day. A tractor is not something necessarily that everybody use every day. You don't use it every day. Okay, so those kinds of things. Even the things you use monthly, you don't use quite that often. Pool with somebody because now you know where it's at, you know which family has it, and you can get it back. Okay, all right. Get on the land creatively. Here we go, part 4. The conventional way is 20% down, 30-year mortgage is the slowest. Most expensive paths onto country property, there are at least 7 other ways. 7 other ways to get onto your property a lot faster. Watch this. And we talk about this all the time, but this is just going to have a little different twist to it. So ways onto land without a bank or mortgage. First way is owner financing. You have a land contract. Find the owner, talk to the owner, say, listen, let's do a land contract. Seller acts as the bank, that's the person selling it. Monthly payments directly to them, often half the down payment that a bank would demand. So jump all over that, people. Start talking to them. Let's do owner financing. Hey, you selling this property? Let's do owner financing. How much do you want down? Can I give you half of that? Can I pay X amount a month? He doesn't lose. He wins all the way, and you don't have to go through a bank. So don't forget that. USDA, we talked about that. U.S. Department of Agriculture Rural Development Loans, Section 502, 33-year term, subsidized rates, all the income based, specifically designed for rural buyers. They want people to buy the rural land. There is land available. Don't sleep that. At least to own. I recommend this because that's how we got started. We got our 40 acres. We started by leasing. The gentleman wanted $7,000 an acre. $7,000 an acre to buy. Or to lease that same 40 acres was $200 per acre for the year. So now that $7,000 per acre became $7,000 for all 40 for that year. Now, if you can't take 40 acres and make some money, something's wrong. Okay, so lease to own is always a good way to go. Okay, so don't forget that. Work the land, pay a portion as rent, a portion as equity, and a common with the elderly owners. You want to work with them. Who wants a steward? They want this to be steward. They want it steward. They want it guarded. They want to know they protect it. But you can make a deal with them for this land. And then once at some point you can be like, well, now can I buy it? They may not. They might want to go down to their children or pass down to their children, but they'll lease it to you until it's time. Okay, so don't sleep that. Jump all over the opportunity to lease this land because you can, like again, I say cherry tomatoes, 40,000 or 75,000 to $200,000 per acre. Takes 3 people to work 1 acre of cherry tomatoes for that season. You can make money. So if somebody's leasing you 40 acres and you're not making money, something's wrong there. Okay. All right. Then we talk about tax deed and sheriff sales. Talked about that all the time. Country parcels for pennies on the dollar. Requires research, patience. Some title needs clearing. Some of the titles need clearing, but there are title houses all over, and that's what they do. Okay. And then inherited land and cousins cooperative. This many families already hold rural land. Pool heirs, buy siblings out, steward it jointly instead of selling it. Okay, so there's a family that was in New York. So we don't plan on going back down south. Ex-family actually called me and told me that. They looking for people to buy their land. But then there's cousins that say, I inherited such and such a land, but they live in the city. Match up with these people, buy them out, do the lease to own, do whatever it takes to match up with these people, your own family members, and say, listen, if you're not using that land, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I give you X amount of money, X amount of dollars, those kinds of things, and grab that land because they simply just sitting on it. Okay, families have inherited land, don't want nothing to do with it. It was inherited to me, I just want to get rid of it, or I want to lease it, or I want a regular check to come in, those kinds of things. Jump all over that. And then life estate arrangements. So you got elderly couples, and now you guys are hearing something. Let me get my chair up so I can get more comfortable with you guys. So now you got couples, elderly couples who are really old, right? And they did what's called a reverse mortgage. You'll see that. A lot of people got reverse mortgage. And the land, if nobody pays off their reverse mortgage, the bank gets it. Okay. So elderly owners sell land but keep lifetime rights to live there, okay, until they pass away. Okay. Dramatically lower price, both parties win. So you guys can do life estate arrangements with elderly couples. How many elderly couples do you know? And I know a lot. We got an elderly couple, just went to visit them the other day. They said, we didn't know you guys stayed here during the winter. Yep, this was our first full winter up in the North Woods. And we had rented a house till our house was finished. And they said, I didn't know that. But they got a property that costs a lot of money. But you got other couples, and they have children. You got other couples up here, same way, they don't have children. So what they want to do is find somebody that's going to take care of their land. And so you come up with a deal. Look, y'all can live here as long as you want. I'll build a house here. I'm paying you rent. I'm paying you for the land, I should say, a mortgage, all kinds of things. And you stay here till you're done. And then I assume the property because I meet the requirements you're asking for the price. And there's a lot of that going on. I'll even help you guys set that up. I got you. Okay. So that's elderly owner sales. And they stay there for a lifetime. Okay. Faith-based and land trust. Now you need faith-based and trust. This is where you're going to need legal work. When you're talking about churches and ministries, okay, hold a title, member steward, and resides under covenant, prevents land being lost in debt. So the church holds a title and then show you guys how to make money and pay all these things and go and get on the land. You guys can get on here and do what you need to do, okay, until you can take over things yourself. But that's where paperwork is needed and legalities need to come in. Be very careful with who you're working with. Make sure that you're using the lawyer's legal work to do these things, okay? So talk to a rural, savvy lawyer. Trust not the counsel of the ungodly people. There are all legal paths, but the paperwork must be right. These are all legal paths. They're all great ways to go, but make sure your lawyer has you got an attorney or somebody that knows what they're talking about. Just had a couple some people that I consult for called me. They had an attorney on the line on the Zoom because we do business consulting, and the lawyer was able to ask questions, and we were able to go right through it and give them what they needed to know, because it's very important that you do that. Do your due diligence. Don't, that's my brother, that's my sister, that's my church brother, my church sister. I tell you right off the bat, a church is just like a hospital. Not everybody in there is doctors and nurses. People are sick. Okay? I say that to say this. You must be ready for that. Okay? Family and faith cooperatives. Buy bigger together, Steward smaller apart. Okay. So as a family corp, you guys do all you're so much bigger. As a faith covenant, you guys are so much bigger as you work together. And you see the little green piece, you right in there. So your partial, all right, is 5 to 20 acres. You personally own and steward. That's yours. 5 to 20 acres. Family cooperative, 3 to 8 related households, continuous land, shared roads, shared equipment, private partial. You good to go. You good to go. And then faith covenant communities, the outer ring, a ministry or congregation holding additional common land for retreat, training, and refuge. So you can join with the stewardship with the church. If you guys set this up as a cooperative, use a lawyer for this. Trust me. As a cooperative, everybody put a little bit of money in. You get to live and operate on that land. You got your own little section, and then as the whole outer piece is everybody working together to grow food and sustainability for everybody doing something. So pool your money together, share the labor, keep the clarity. A lawyer draft the covenant. Okay, they do that, and love keeps it all together. Trust God with your whole heart. We got no time for deception, deceit, ripping people off, stabbing people in the back, backbiting, all those kinds of things. We have to be right. It's our character that makes it into heaven. Okay. Build a bunkhouse before they need it. Now, this is key. This is transit housing or transitional housing for people. Transit, just like that. People coming in. There are going to be people coming in from the city, moving out in a hurry, y'all. So let's go over this. Country folks with a cleared pad, right? A bunkhouse or an RV hookup becomes the landing pad for faithful families in crisis. If you can put these things together now on your country property, you can land 4 to 5, 3 to 4, 2 to 3 families that's going to be ready in time of need to come out there, and that's going to give you a source of income. Okay, so convert outbuildings. To convert an outbuilding between 2K and 8K, you can re-roof, insulate, add a stove, okay, and usable year round. Year one, people can use it immediately. People can use it immediately. An old outbuilding that's sitting there can become a house with just a little bit of update. You can make that back. You can make that back that first year. RV pad with hookup. Got enough land? Add a 30-amp power source, 30-amp power source, water, septic. Welcome everybody in. Put that fire ring down there and welcome all those vehicles right in there. Put your fire ring down. Y'all put that little fire ring. They pull up and they say, yeah, and then they got the little fire ring. Any rig, anything can come in and stay there. Fifth wheeler, small RV, whatever. Set that up. 1,500 to 4K. Get that all set up, but you start to do a revenue. $600, all utilities paid. $300, all utilities paid. $400, whatever it is. They can use the septic. They can use electricity, and there's a water source. You got income immediately. If you can do 3 to 4 or 5 of those spots on your property, you got some serious income there. And you get to vet who comes onto your property. Bunkhouse. A new build bunkhouse costs a lot of money, right? But how about 8 to 18K? A 12 by 20 single room plus loft, wood heat, and composting. Listen, you can buy those little Amish houses, those little things right there, and create bunkhouses really, really quick. Or you can take barns and convert them to bunkhouses. 12 by 20 is a nice space when you put a little loft up there. You guys can have things ready for people to rent immediately. May not be for a family, maybe a couple, maybe a single, maybe a single woman, young man, maybe a couple with a kid, which all those kinds of things. You can put these on your property. Shared barn apartments, 5K to 15K to convert that. Upstairs, there's an existing barn. I told you guys that before. They use those barns now for weddings and events and all kinds of things. Okay, soundproof, private stairs, so they can go through the back. Nobody even know that they're there. Okay, that's somebody's house now. That's happening already. I'm in the North Woods. So the existence of a ready bed itself evangelizes when a family is fleeing. So that's evangelism, y'all. Y'all got a place for people to come. Okay. I'm going slow. I'm kind of soft-spoken today. I'm kind of quiet because I want you guys to see this. Here's part 5 of 6. We got one more part after this one. The Welcome Wagon Ministry. If you're already in the country, your assignment is changing, okay? You are not just a homesteader. You are a receiver, okay, for the people God is pulling out of the cities. So you must be ready. We had the awesome pleasure of welcoming a beautiful family to Northern Woods of Wisconsin. They moved here and it's so spot on. All the services matched up, everybody mingling, mixing, and all kinds of fun stuff. And I get to experiment on them with my cooking. Okay, so a new role. You are not just a homesteader, you are a receiver. They bring money from house sale. This is what they bring it to you, to the country. They bring money from the sale of their house. They bring urgency, but little know-how. They don't know how to do things in the country you already have the experience for. They bring fear that they will fail. They got that fear. God didn't give you the spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. So you must be ready to understand that that's what's coming. And then hunger for truth and fellowship. Be ready to teach them just that. God didn't give you the spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. Trust God with your whole heart. In all thy ways, acknowledge him. He will direct thy path. There's no other name on earth whereby man can be saved. Name of Jesus Christ. I mean, just bring it. keep our people lifted up. Skills you did not know you needed. So they'll bring in things that to just make you understand that you are a person, but they got skills too. They bring something from the city because they used to work in bookkeeping, or they did this, or they did that, or they did plumbing, all those kinds of things. And then you now know what they do. Better for you. So this is what you offer: a first bed, because you walk them to the country. No motel, no stress. We got a bunkhouse. We got a camp hookup. We got this. We got that. We got this. We got that. Okay. Orientation to the area and the land. You can show them around, show them resources, how to grab things, how to buy things, how to go to cow, how to bid on land at the county courthouse, all kinds of things. Skills, teaching them skills: firewood, water, food, repairs, the things we went over. Trust networks of neighbors, trusted network of neighbors. They get that automatically because you're going to let them meet your neighbors. You're going to match them up. And then Sabbath fellowship and spiritual anchor, because now they're part of your team. It's your family. Now they came up with you, so you're good to go. Okay, so this is awesome, but this is not hospitality. This is a receiving ministry. Okay, this is a receiving ministry. Again, so trust God, because if you look at what they're bringing, they bring help to you and resources. And then by God's grace, you're a blessing to them. And God just blends. Everything works. Okay, God just blends. Okay, so the first 90 days, a simple framework for new arrivals. Day 1 through 30, landing, right? Safe bed, basic covered. All the basics and basics are covered. Everything they need. They know how to do this, know how to eat food, this, water, everything's there. Meet 3 trusted neighbors. Tour the land, water, fuel, and heat. Know about all the resources, get all those squared away. Understand the local weather and the seasons. Where we are in the Northwoods, we get long winters, basically, like a month longer than the average person, and shorter summers, but our summers are awesome. Okay. All right. So days 31 through 60. Now, the day 1 through 30 can change. So you can rotate those out any way you want, but you want to get those things for sure out of the way. 31 through 60, some of this you can do earlier if you get things out of the way. Hands on. Get them trained on a chainsaw, wood heat, and a well. Get those things set up and done. Show them how to get all those things done. Food preservation starter skills. First seed order place. Get that seed order in, because you got to have your own food. Begin Sabbath fellowship locally. Okay, now you can start getting your people there that you got up here, but now you can start also inviting the public. And before you know it, people coming in, because people are hungry for the truth. And you don't find this, this truth being taught in the average church. It's just not. Day 60 through 90, launching. First garden bed in the ground. First garden bed. Woodshed stocked for next winter. You do not wait till the winter to stock your woodshed. You start immediately. We start on ours immediately. Okay. Income plans: 1 to 2 hidden harvests. Okay. Have plans ready. Have alternatives ready. And then faith route, baptism, membership path, all those. Have those things laid out. If you got to take them to Georgia to Pastor Enriquez for baptism, if you guys can baptize on, I asked Pastor Enriquez, how many people do we have to have in Wisconsin for you to come and do a baptism? He says one. ONE, uno. Okay. So be ready. Be ready for those, because people are going to want to know that. You're going to start evangelizing. People are going to hear you talk. They're going to know what you're bringing to the table. They're going to know it's something real. They're going to know it's something new, and they're going to be hungry for it, just like they would be for a sandwich. They're hungry for this, even hungrier for this. Okay. Within 90 days, a 90-day plan turns panic into progress. So that person that came out afraid, now they're progressing. Okay. And give your ministry a checklist give your people a checklist, the ministry a checklist for every arrival. Make sure your ministry has a checklist on knowing what people need and what we do. So utilize this for God's glory to help people. And then part 6, last part: evangelism from the land. Okay. Your property is already a pulpit. Hospitality helps when it hurts. Hospitality help when it hurts. An open farm. Sabbath reach people that know track ever will. So hospitality, and then you help people where it hurts, and then an open farm Sabbath reach people so much than a piece of paper you hand out to them ever will, because now they get to live it, see it, feel it, speak it, talk it, those kinds of things. So beneficial, so beneficial. And then when you can fellowship with like-minded brothers and sisters, even have a Sabbath meal, oh my goodness, what a feeling. And then a Sabbath service, even the Sabbath service, what a first before a meal, even what a feeling, because we're all worshiping the true God, our true God, the creator, maker of heaven and earth. 4 ways the property preaches. Kitchen table evangelism. Y'all haven't heard of that, right? Kitchen table evangelism. Plant-based meals, candles, scriptures after dessert. People decide about Christ at tables, not in pews. You can sit down and touch a person with, right at a meal with some dessert. You can sit down and touch a person in a way, that is hard to do somewhere else. A lot of times churches confuse people, and you just do, because for one, God is not the head of every church, unfortunately. But when you can sit down with like-minded brothers and sisters and share some carrot cake. So when you come out, make sure you guys bring carrot cake, and we'll sit down. We'll show you how this works. But when you can share with your brothers and sisters, our God is awesome. So open farm Sabbaths. Once a month, open your property up, everybody. Listen to this. Tours, teaching, food. Non-members come from the farm. They come for the farm. The encounter on Sabbath is just going to be something awesome, because they can now see, hear, and taste what you do. You're not selling anything. You're not selling. You're sharing, and you're ministering, and you're opening the property up for people to come on board, okay, and share, okay? Help when it hurts ministry. Show up with a chainsaw after a storm. What this is saying, when there are people in need, neighbors you don't even know who you are, and you know a disaster just happened, show up with a chainsaw ready to cut wood. Free firewood in January. You earn the rights to speak of Jesus by being useful. So what they're saying is that when you know there's people in distress, they just had a fire, there was famine in the land, there was a disease, a death, whatever. Show up with a useful tool or food or something to help people, or clothing for a disaster that just happened. You earn the right to talk about Jesus. You earn the right to share what God is, who God is, and how he can help people. Okay? So let that help your ministry. Okay? Teaching from what you grow, not what you know, what you grow. Every garden and woodlot holds a parable. Teach the gospel from the land you already tend. Okay, nailed it. People on the land do not need a sermon series first. They need a loaf of bread and a reason to come back. So let's give people what they need, and we know they need God, but let's give people what they need. Let's support our people, take care of people, and your ministry will excel. Okay? The call, not lifestyle, timing. We don't have a lot of time. And in those days, of these kings, shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and it shall stand forever. Daniel 2:44. So 1, inventory what you have this week. 2, start one hidden harvest income this quarter. I showed you that, the harvest income, start one. And then 3, prepare one bed for one family this year. Talk it over with your wife. Talk it over with your husband. We need to at least prepare to help somebody this year. Okay? Very important. Okay? So the land is already there. Your land is already speaking. So thank you guys. So watch us weekly. Every Thursday, we right here at therearepeople.org, teaching people country living, what prophecy says, where we are, and preparation. That's just what we do. Okay? Read the book To the Country and Live, the ARC book that came out last week, the manuscript for that. That's an awesome book. People that's got it already know that they can contest it. We'll start reading it on here very soon, chapter by chapter. Get the book. It's on Amazon. And then the book Country Living, Just About Everything, was my first book. If you guys didn't get that, grab that book. And then anything you guys need on consulting, any help, all those kinds of things. Healing Proper consulting helps families plan the move, the land, the business. Anything you need, that's the healingproper.org website. Healingproper.com is the academy. Healing Proper Short Course Academy.com. Any help or services you need with consulting, healingproper.org. There are people.org. There are people in need and a God that can help. And again, healingproper.org. So anything you guys need, let us know. With this, I'll stop. I'll do some questions. Then I got a guide we'll put up for you guys there. Let's go. I see Chris Briss. I see you first. Let me stop share. Go ahead, brother Chris. Anyone? Questions? Can you guys hear me? Everybody still hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you. Sorry about that, Brother Kevin.
Okay, go ahead.
I heard you talking earlier when you started about the fruit, the trees and stuff, um, preserving your land. Um, I know you're attached to the city land. Have you ever explored to see how much fruit tree grows out in the forestry of your land?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have fruit trees. Look, we
No,
just
I'm talking about you're attached to a land, to a land. What land you attached to?
Oh, you mean the forestry?
Yeah, the forestry.
Yeah, no, I haven't been back in there.
Mm. I was just kind of being curious how
Yeah,
much.
I'm still dealing with the land I have.
Oh, so you're not able to explore yet.
Correct, correct. I'm still dealing with the land I have. Now, when we do this camp meeting and get you guys up here, then we can go back through there and take a look. And we can deal with the wolves and the bears and the porcupines, all those kinds of fun things.
Together. I got you. Next question. You said something pretty interesting about um doing things together. You ever, I don't know if you ever brought it up where we can have a pool raised where all right, so my friend, good friend of mine, worked at Olive Garden, and he said there was this particular family that came in and they were celebrating, and he was curious, so he said, "What are you guys celebrating?" And he said that we are a family of 20 and all live together, and every year we pay off for somebody's house till and he said they were on the last person house that they were paying off for, which means they were pooling their money together, they
Sure,
lived
sure.
together, and they were buying each other a house till everybody was able to separate on their own. So not only that they had
I
a
got you.
house, but the house was fully paid off for.
I got you.
Have you ever explored that, or
No,
have
no, and
anyone?
by God's grace, that worked for them. But realistically, right off the bat, the first thing I say is we don't have that kind of time. The second thing I would say, not
Right.
everybody's like that family. But what we just talked about today was really just about that pooling. Remember, we said that 6 people pooling together, 3 to 4, 5 families pooling together. Even if you're buying your propane in bulk, even if you are using a zero standard to get it to come to your community, because a lot of communities way out in the country don't get a zero standard, for instance. They'll bring everything, all your grain, everything. So find other families, even if they're not SDA, bring them together, show them who you are, what you do, and what they can get, and they can go right to a Zero Standards website. That's a ministry because now you can also give people flyers, banners, pluggers, all kinds of things, in addition to invite people over with meals and then showing that you can and dehydrate and help them, and then your medical missionary. But getting people to come together, we talked about that through this Zoom. And the first thing I recommended is that you all use attorneys because even people want to pool money, but somehow or another, sometimes those funds a lot of times seem to disappear. Not everybody in the church
Is in the church.
is in the church. Not everybody in the hospital are
Amen.
doctors. Okay, so be careful, do your due diligence, those kinds of things. But brother, it really would be great if things worked out that way and people can do that. So let's share. Okay, now y'all know how I know when Candace online, because Sister Candace go 100, 100, 100. That's that 100 y'all saw just come up. Thank you, brother. Anybody else? Any more questions? Okay, let me share. If somebody got a question, go ahead. I'm going to share
I
one
have a
more thing. Oh, sorry.
I
Go
have a
ahead. Tell me your
question,
name.
brother. Kevin, it's me, Candace, 100, 100. Um, um, now I think it was brother Chris that said he has a moving company. So if we're looking to move to Wisconsin, but my thing is, I think it was brother Chris that said he has a moving company. I wanted to know if he still does that, and if so, I would like his information. But at the same time, if someone this is for you, brother Kevin. If someone was to buy a house, right,
Yes.
together, two families, would you recommend to share the house or would you recommend to divide the house like in two separate apartments?
Oh, that's
Like
that's totally
one in the basement?
that's totally up to you all. That's totally up to you all and what you all agree with. I couldn't weigh on that. I can talk about, it'd be
Mm-hmm.
nice if you had the use of the whole house because somebody may not want you in the kitchen and there's only one kitchen. Or the big
Right.
one bathroom may be the best bathroom with all the but you can't use it. It's not your part of the house. But then the problem with that, again, if there's multiple families, then sometimes everybody's stepping on toes, those kinds of things. Where if it's a big house and you can put a bathroom, a kitchenette, and those kinds of things in a whole nother section, then you can charge a person for that. So a lot of people, I knew a guy who just sold a house really, really cheap. I wish somebody had bought it. It used to be a mansion. It was three separate levels. He turned it into one big house. But so it
Wow.
had full set on the first floor. The top floor had space for 5 bedrooms, a bathroom, and a kitchen. And then there was even a top attic that had 4 or 5 rooms there itself. That could have been 3 different apartments. Everybody would have had a kitchenette, bathroom, living spaces, based off family size. So if you do
Mm-hmm.
something like that, that's beneficial. So if you got say you got a bedroom or two on the first floor, right, and a bathroom and a kitchen, and then you can do the same thing, take one of the bedrooms upstairs, and you can convert those into kitchens really easy. None of that stuff's hard, and you can create layers that people live in and somebody else in the attic. You can go that route. But
Right.
sometimes sharing a whole house with 2 to 3 different families can be very, very hectic.
Okay, got you.
Everybody
Yep.
going in the same refrigerator, that kind of thing. Somebody drunk my juice.
And
Let's be a
brother
brother.
Chris, I just wanted to know if he has the moving company, you know?
Brother Chris Brish, she's talking about you. She's looking for a mover. Then I also had another young lady called me out of Florida. I mean, out of Tennessee. She's going to be looking for someone to drive her to the Palm Harbor, Florida area. And I think she'll be able to fly them back, but they have to drive a U-Haul down there. So there's going to be a lot of people talking about moving very soon. Why they moving to Florida, I don't know, but that's what they're doing. But so there's going to be a lot of people with that. So if you guys are movers or desire to rent a truck and be a mover or help someone, please let me know immediately so that we can start matching you up with with people like Sister Candace and the other young lady out of Tennessee. So make sure you guys put that information in the chat. If you have a truck or if you could rent a truck and be willing to drive and move somebody there, make a little bit of income, and they pay for your travel back. Okay? All right. Anybody else? Another question?
Kevin, I want to chime in
Yes, ma'am.
on what Sister Candace was saying. From personal experience, I've done it both ways. And so I made the decision to take my home and convert it into three different spaces. It gets hard when you're in a space with the family, and you have to understand that sometimes, um, well, you don't really know people, right?
Correct.
Some people may be struggling with things that you have overcame, and vice versa. And it's just, especially like if it's not all women or all men, if you have like a couple with, or someone with children, you want to have that
Yeah.
separate space. It would be great that you had that separate space instead of trying to push everybody up into one house. We want things to flow perfectly, but a lot of things will arise. So separate it if you can. So
Yep.
what I did personally for the property that I'm on, I took a two-level house. I separated it into two separate homes. Um, both have upstairs with 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, full kitchen, laundry room, things like that. Downstairs, separated it out where it has 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, full kitchen, laundry room, and then also a separate house. But the way that I separated it out is for the downstairs part, put it where I could have full medical missionary um, clients in. So they could come in. I put my hydrotherapy tub. So when they walk in, it's
Yep.
also wheelchair accessible so that whatever it is that they need, I have it. But I also allow guests to stay there, especially like I've taken in families as large as 7 people, but it's a lot when you do that. And
Yep.
so that's
Yep.
why I decided to separate everything because I need some time with my spouse alone.
So
You
we
know,
know by that is you're absolutely right. You need your space, but now we can tell who's the richest family on here.
not rich,
Oh, no, God
rich
bless you.
in God's love,
That's
rich
what
in
I'm talking
God's
about.
love.
So listen,
But
you're
I'm,
absolutely
I'm gonna
right.
tell you,
Go ahead.
I didn't actually the way the country works, how Brother Kevin was talking about all of the skills that you need. The way it works in the country is I didn't even pay for all the stuff that I had done. A lot of stuff came for free. It was a trade. It was a bartering of skills.
Absolutely.
I thought I didn't have skills, but I had medical missionary. Medical missionary training can get you a lot of things.
Good to know.
So skills like you being an electrician, um, being an HVAC technician, being a plumber, being a welder, being a carpenter, knowing how to cut down trees, knowing how to do excavation work, land clearing, septic,
Knowing how to type a letter or write a letter, knowing how to fill out paperwork for people they're
knowing how
looking
to
for
fill out
all
paper.
kinds of.
You'll be surprised. Do you know that there are so many people in the country? A lot of older people are illiterate. When you start hitting ages 70 and up out here, people don't read and write. So being able to fill out that paperwork is something that actually will help, and people will do stuff. Because, like, for example, I have a guy, he comes and he bush hogs for me, but he doesn't read and write. All I have to do is look at a few doctor papers, his blood work, and he'll come and bush hog for me. And those are the exchanges that you're going to have. Because if I pay somebody to come out here and bush hog, I'm looking at probably about $300.
What a blessing. So these are services, you all, that you cannot sleep. And these are other way, and they're tied so in perfectly, my sister Kay, that these are services that we started off talking about, that you don't have to sell produce. And that's what this was about. Other ways that you guys can make an income and get to the country faster and do different things. And bartering, trading, selling, exchanging, those kind of things. And she just showed you that. Same thing here. Everybody got something that they do special. Don't sleep that. Ladies, men, don't sleep that skill set. How many people call us and say, do you know somebody that do? Do you know somebody to do this, somebody to do that? Just like the sister Candace just has somebody that can move, has a moving company or a truck, those kinds of things. So listen, don't sleep that. Go to truckplanet.com and Purple Wave Auction, and you guys can buy or bid on moving trucks really, really cheap, or 14-footer, 16-footer, 24-foot box trucks. Okay, and you automatically have a business. You know how many people are looking for you? 2 men in a truck. I saw one the other day. It's called Two College Hunks Moving Company. Two College Hunks. What kind of name? Two College Hunks Moving Company. But you can do you. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, you put the move. We move it. Move it. Put it on there. Get busy. Get going. There's business for everybody. And if you're a 7-day Adventist, you'll have people lined up waiting for you. Go state to state. Charge people. I mean, that's what you're in it for. I mean, fuel is expensive and high. People will know that. Secure that you can get licensed and bonded and insured. Start taking care of people. Then another thing, you can always rent U-Haul and Penske and Hertz. You can rent these trucks and still do the same thing. You know, get the truck, make the move, pay the truck off, get your money, you're done. So don't sleep the opportunities that's there to subsidize your income. Okay. And for as far as moving in with people, yeah, I mean, some people, you just want your toes out. You just want to be able to relax. And that's uncomfortable when you got different families, different backgrounds, different people in the same house. But you got to understand that when you're doing that, you have to have it sectioned off some kind of way so you can be comfortable. And then, like my sister Kay did, she split it down the middle, made sure everybody was good to go. And yet she was still able to do her business, still able to make an income. So you guys have to consider those things as well. But then again, there's lots of resources. Come to find out, some of you sleep a lot of resources because you want a 3-4 bedroom house when you don't need a 3 or 4 bedroom house. You just simply don't. There are homes you can get that's 1 or 2 bedrooms that you can get for $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. And don't ask me to tell me where they at, because I show them all the time. They're all over the place. Arkansas has a whole bunch. Zillow has a whole bunch. Realtor.com has a whole bunch. It's just you guys want something different. You may get a third of an acre or acres in the country. You may get 2, 3 to 5 acres that's in the country, but those properties do exist. $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, and a lot of them are right here, right now in Wisconsin. Y'all should have been here already. So God bless you. I want you to see that. And then I'll download this little. Anybody else got any more questions, real quick? If you do, just chime
Yes,
in. Yes, go ahead.
you
Who's
spoke
talking?
about the gas tanks. I'm assuming that you're saying to store up on gas for your home. Is it those big things with propane you're talking about?
Well, there's a good question, actually. There's a lot you can. Okay, so with me, we teach redundancy. Just the same way with Exodus to the Journey, we teach redundancy. So if you got propane, that's one source. So get a second propane tank as a backup. Try to own it versus renting it because it saves you money right up front. But that gives you also, even if you rent one and own one, you can still choose with the one you own which propane dealer you go with. And you get propane cheaper because the one that you rent the tank from will automatically charge you up. But when you come in and say, why is it full? You beat it, got a better deal. But if you can own two, that's redundancy. Because remember, one thing I do is I take two of something and I count it as one. So if you own a propane tank, get you a second one as a backup. Okay. Then a wood burning stove. Okay. Have that as a backup. Then a generator with those electric baseboard heaters in the house, have that as a backup. Then solar, have that as a backup. But gas, you're talking about specifically propane, diesel, and regular gasoline. Okay. You can store diesel if you got equipment that run on diesel. I got a big generator runs on diesel. And then I've got a excavator that runs on regular gas. You can store those in those drums. Make sure you use not food grade, but gas grade, fuel grade drums. And then there's additives you can put in those where those will last for years. Okay.
And it's not dangerous to have all those gas. Like, what would you
Of
recommend?
course it is, but they're not under your bed. You got them stored, and I mean that to be funny, but I guess I could. You could laugh, haha. But no, you have them secured. First of all, one of the things is not on anybody's. It's nobody's business what you're storing. But you know you got them stored on your property, and they're somewhere secluded off in the back if you got enough land. If you're only talking about you live with somebody, no, it's not feasible for you to do all of that. But if you got land, yeah, you can put a shed up and store those there. Make sure you got ventilation so the fumes and those kinds of things don't build up. With gas, when you're storing that, if your cans have empty, condensation builds up, you get water and all that stuff mixing in with that, all those kinds of things. Make sure they sealed, they're good to go. And you keep them stored and have them marked. No
Oh,
smoking, make those designations, those things clear.
I'm lost, brother Kevin. Like, I'm thinking when I drive by and see people with these big old things outside, it
The
looks
white
like,
tanks,
yeah, is
that's
that
propane.
okay?
Yeah, it's propane. That's
So can
propane.
so
And then you
can
got,
gas be stored in something like that?
well, that's what that is. That's propane storage.
Oh, okay, okay.
And the same way with the same little tanks you go with your barbecue grill, those are propane tanks. I actually have those in storage as well. Those last a very long time. The seal on those doesn't usually break. Okay. So those propane tanks you use for the grill, those are the 20 pounders. Then you got the ones for the RV that are 30 pounders. And you can get those in a lot of cases used for free or 10 or 15 bucks. Those are well worth to get you 6, 10 of those and get those filled with propane. Put those in storage because there are propane stoves, propane cook stoves, propane heaters. Okay. Propane blow torches. They help you with the weed barrier when you want to blow. And then propane guns for killing, destroying weeds, all those kinds of things. So, but you can store those for years. So the big white tanks, yeah, you see those. Those are propane. That is propane storage.
Oh, wow, that's good info.
You
So
didn't
you
know
rec
that? Where you from?
well, I'm from a country that uses that, but
Okay.
um,
Yes, ma'am.
Jamaica.
Gotcha. Yeah,
So
that's propane.
so okay, good. So we can keep it out back away. So that
Yes, ma'am.
means. So do you recommend? So do you recommend that like I think you said we should put them separate from each other, right?
Well, absolutely. Well, if you got diesel and gas, that doesn't matter that they're together, but you don't mix them with things. You're not in there every day. You're not trying to go somewhere where you breathe in those fumes every day. So that should be stored in its own shed. That shed should be marked by your family, knowing what's there. Those kinds of things. Make sure it has ventilation. Making sure things don't freeze, things are warm, whatever. Just make sure it's secure. Those kinds of things away from everybody else. It's not a play area. It's not an area where accidents can happen. You want to keep that secure away from everybody else. That's just something you want to do if you got enough land. Okay? That's your gas shed, but you don't have to advertise that. So you want to keep that secure. Yes, ma'am. But I recommend you store auto gas. I recommend you store diesel fuel. I recommend you store propane. I recommend you store sterno fluid that goes when you're cooking them the banquets. Each one of those burns for 6 hours. I recommend you store candles. I recommend you store chem lights. All those kinds of things. Okay? Redundancy, 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 redundancy. Don't just buy cases of AA batteries or Zero Standard sells the AA batteries, the AAA batteries. You can buy them bulk, 1,000 in a box or whatever, but they also sell rechargeable solar batteries, double A's and triple A's, so you can put them in your solar lights, because at some point those even run out. And get your little soldering iron and put those back in there and keep using that. One thing about solar lights, let them, if you got a shed that don't have power, those solar lights charge in the daytime, but right when the sun sets, bring them in the house, put them right in the holster like they used to do back in the castles with the fire day. Put the fire right up on the wall. Put that solar light right up on the wall and just light your little house up. You got light during the day, so you got the charge during the day, so you got light at night. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Resources. Okay. So I'm going to post, there's a resource guide that I have for you guys based off what we had, what this lesson was all about. Let me stop this one and then just go over that briefly with you, so that you guys can have more, just better understanding on how things work. And then we'll put this in the guide, for you all to have. We'll put this in the store on the site for you all to have. And it has the hidden wealth in the land. It talked about everything that we went over, but this particular one is different. This is the actual resource guide on where to get various things. Okay, so that's what's here, and I'll make sure you got this. So it's 5 pages. It's got everything here that you guys need, to buy everything that you need. The portable sawmills, the grain mills, the canning, the dehydrators, all those things. It's got the phone numbers and all that stuff for it. Okay, the plants that if you got a pond edge and water plants, how do I get those plants that produce food or that sustenance or that grow? People want to buy tomato seeds and all those kinds of things, but there's all other kinds of plants that you can buy that's beneficial for you too. Okay, and then seed libraries, how to buy all this stuff, Baker's Creek and all those stuff, all the other different places that sell all the seeds, all that's here, and we'll make sure we put that in the store for you guys. It's a guide that's going to help you, and then alternatives with firewood and heat and the tool library, resources to get all those things from, that's here too. So I want you guys to know about all the fun stuff, and how to get those things going. As we talked about mushroom trees and stumps, all this kind of stuff, how to plant them, how to grow, how to cultivate, all that's here. So I put this resource guide together for you. Here's the mushroom right here, the mushroom log introduction or inoculation kit. So we put all those things right there for you guys to see on how to do all that. So I'll make sure I have that for you guys in the store. And you guys, you won't have a charge on it. It'll be free for you guys to go there and put to get things going, because we need to get our people going now. There's a lot of things we need to get busy doing. So please do something different tonight and tomorrow. Let's do something totally new, something different. That being that, everybody good?
We have 6 people with their hands raised.
I don't see not one. Let me go to the
Victoria
other
is
page. There they
next.
are. I see you now. I was on the wrong page. Hi, Victoria. How are you?
Well, how are you, brother?
Never had a bad day. Our God is awesome. We get situations we don't
Absolutely.
like, but all the days are good.
Yes, and thank you, Kay. I just wanted to, well, it was always good information coming through this ministry. I just wanted to just kind of chime in and say that a lot of what you mentioned has keywords that people can research, like agritourism, all the agri-stay, farm stay. A lot of the ideas that you share are actually wonderful business ideas.
Yep.
Yeah, opportunities. And so I think for me, the most pertinent thing was using it as ministry. It's just so on point with where we are. And if we had the right focus, the right heart for this type of work, like there's no end to the blessings for ourselves and for others.
Perfect. Yes, ma'am.
So I just really appreciate what you shared. A lot of what you shared also in terms of farming is called, or homesteading is called stacking. And so you can have so many different things that you do with your property as you stack those different functions can make you money. It won't be enough on its own, as an individual thing, but if you stack those, right, they add up and it becomes something that can help sustain you. So one other idea you've talked about on the Thomas Net, you talked about how to get access to housing, how to get access to manufactured homes and that sort of thing. So if people have the right type of zoning for their properties, they can put a house on that property and use that to help pay off whatever mortgage they may have, or help to sustain them. So just really good information, and I do appreciate what you guys share.
You're awesome, because it makes such good sense because when you say stacking, it's so key, because again, people miss their own skill set. They take what God's given them for granted. They really do. And we start paying other people for what they do, and we paying astronomical prices, but we forgetting to charge people for what we do, for some of the things you do when you're in the country. You need to make a living too and be self-sustaining. So your skill set should be something that takes care of you. So because you're able to do all these things, let people know. And then, like she said, stacking. One thing may just get you $40, $50, but because you do 3 to 5 to 10 different things, one person may show up for that $5, one person may show up for that $3,000 thing. So you don't know what, just trust God in all things and be ready. So yes, ma'am. Thank you. So y'all can start stacking. Okay. All right. We got JF. Dry. Let me see. Dry Juanita? No, Dry Juanita. Am I saying it right? Help me out, y'all. JF. Dry Juanita. JF Dry Juanita something. Go ahead. Unmute. There you go.
Hello, my name is Juanita.
Okay, I see. The way it's spelled, you got J space F space DRYUANITA.
Yeah, I don't know why they put that on it like that.
That's what made me struggle. That's what made me struggle.
Okay, I live in Texas. I'm in LaRue, Texas. What I need is, you said something about 2 books, and I missed Country Living. I don't know where to get it, and another book you said.
Go. The other one is To the Country and Live, the Ark.
Say that again.
To the Country and Live.
To the Country.
Yep, T-O. To the Country and Live, the Ark. It's on Amazon. To the Country and Live, the Ark. And the other book is Country Living, Just About Everything, on Amazon. And then type in Kevin Fuller. Matter of fact, if you go to the website, therearepeople.org. Do you want me to share that, or you know how to get there?
Say that again.
Here, give me a minute. Let me share the screen just a minute, if you don't mind. Let me
And
get this right.
also, I put the links in the chat.
Okay, thank you, my sister Kate. My twin sister just put the links in the chat for the books, and you can go right to Amazon and get the book. And then we're gonna start reading it soon.
Oh boy, what's done happening?
Take your
Wait
time.
just a minute. I'm going back. Oh boy, what's going
Juanita,
on?
you okay? Don't panic. You okay? I can hear you.
Oh, hold up just a minute.
So she put them in the chat, but it's To the Country and Live, the Ark. And the reason why I named it that, by God's grace, is because what people miss about what Noah did. Noah, first of all, was obedient, and Noah knew for 120 years. He didn't know how long, it'd be, but he knew for 120 years God was coming. But he did not know how long he had to be on the ark. But he did know the world would be destroyed, so God made that clear. So Noah didn't just take food for 40 days and 40 nights. And he didn't just take animals for that reason. Some animals he took 2, some animals he took 7. But Noah also took sustenance, things that make him sustaining when the ark lands, because the earth would be desolate, would be done, because God destroyed it all. So Noah took seeds and this and this and that and the other. So this book is showing us all the things we need on our country property, because that's going to be our ark. So we don't have to necessarily come off of our land in that time of trouble until God tells us time to go. Your bread and water shall be short. Time to go. So this book is designed to cover everything. And when I tell you it covers everything, I can't do it justice. But if you go to Amazon and you can read the table of content, you will see categories that people don't even talk about, that's in this book. And it's laid out in depth. I didn't have time to put pictures in there. There was no space for it. So it's 42 chapters of all insight information. It'll give you the visuals on how things are laid out step by step by step by step, to include first aid, security, homeschooling, growing this, having your church on your property, delivering babies, death, burial, all those things, baptism, all kinds. It covers, by God's grace, a lot of stuff. So To the Country and Live, the ark. So Noah had resources to be self-sustaining once they landed.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Brother Chris Briss.
So I was unable to mute when Sister Candice was asking the question. I do move, but my moves are local. And my company is a junk removal company, but from time to time, customers ask me to move, and it's normally local. I have done some overseas moving, but it's not a lot, and that's usually renting a truck and loading it up and then driving it to whatever state it is.
Well, that's
So
not
as
overseas.
far,
That's over the road. Overseas
I mean,
means
over the road. Sorry, I apologize. I'm tired, man. But no, so it's, on special occasion, yes, I would move someone out of the state. But most of my moving is local,
Where are
and
you?
most of the I'm in South Florida.
okay. All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Cynthia. Am I saying Cynthia? Oh, Christina. I'm sorry, Christina. Christina, can you hear me? There
Yes,
you go.
I'm here. I'm here. Yes. Hi,
Welcome.
everyone.
Hey.
Yes. So last week we spoke about, I think someone asked about, can you put different, if you have different businesses or stores, if you can put them all under the same, like business name or LLC or what. And I didn't talk last week, but then I just wanted to say I always learned that that is dangerous to do. You should always have different business names. If you put them under the same corporation, like any big business like Walmart don't just have stores, they have transportation business, they have insurance business, they have different businesses under different names, registered, but they all are under the same corporation, just like the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree, the corporation don't just own the Dollar Tree. It owns Family Dollar and it owns Dollar General. So they are all under the same corporation because the reason why is if you have to still be cautious in this world if someone sue one of your businesses, they could take everything you have. But if you divide them according to if you have more than one store or whatever, they cannot get everything you work hard for.
Yes, ma'am. That's great advice. I got a client like that. We just did that the other day. Is they got a parent company and they got three other businesses. So the ones we did combine together were two that clicks and works together, fall under the same piece, but they're still a parent company. So you're absolutely right
Yes,
because you don't want to lose everything. Everything technically they should be standing on their own in the event of a suit, and that's what happened to Rent a Center, and they came up with RAC, and then they came up with the rack, and then Kentucky Fried Chicken, and then they changed the name to KFC and something else because they started getting sued for various things, and then they have to come back and redo the name, all those kinds of fun things. So yeah, you want to hedge against that. Thank you,
thank you.
thank you. All right, and Joanne.
Well, hi.
Hi.
Yes. Do you know anybody in Canada that would be that would have a big property that they will lease or sell a little piece or a big house, to share the house, like you said,
Yeah.
to share the
What part of Canada are you in?
Northern Ontario.
Okay, we
Oh,
got
wait a
some.
minute. The
Hold
window
on.
open.
Hey,
And close the
mute yourself.
regular.
Mute your line. Mute your line. Somebody's talking. Ah, come on now. That's gonna cost you two carrot cakes.
Yeah. That was you just saying? No.
Let's see who's talking, y'all. Who that? Candace, is
Yeah.
that you?
Yes.
I muted her. Okay. Where were we? My sister, who was I talking to? Joanne?
Yeah.
Yeah, so put your information in the chat. Kay, are you still here?
Yep, I'm here.
Well,
Joanne needs to reach out to some people in Canada that know someone in Canada that has lots of some bulk land or some property for sale in Canada.
Okay, I'll get her over to Nicosia.
There you got it. Joanne, so you're gonna match up
Um,
with Kay with
I'm
the
gonna
chat
put
sheet.
my information in the chat for you, and I
okay.
just want you to send your information to my phone. You can send it to me on WhatsApp if you have WhatsApp.
Okay. So you're gonna put your phone on
In the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Her name
chat.
is Kate, and you'll see TAP by her name. TAP stands for
Okay. I
There Are
see it.
People Ministry.
Okay. I see right now 678. Okay.
Okay.
I can call you?
Yes, ma'am. Give a
Yes, you
call.
can call me, or you could just, because I'm going to have to get you over to the Canada team. So you can call me, or you can send me your information and I'll send it over to them.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, right on. Thank you.
There you go. Thank you. All right. Who we got? Hilda? Hi, Hilda.
Hi, Brother Kevin. Thank you so much. I hope it's not too loud. I'm driving.
No, you okay.
But I'm so grateful for this information. Praise the Lord. And I just wanted to put a plug in again for my church, which is looking for a property to do some medical missionary work for an outpost in the Oregon, Washington area. Washington, South Washington, so closer to the Oregon area.
Yeah,
And
Washington
then
State.
also, but mostly Oregon.
Okay.
And then also for myself personally, I am looking to partner with somebody in the Oregon area. I went ahead and followed your very sound advice, Brother Kevin, praise the Lord, and was able to take out my 401k. And my story is unique, and maybe I can, share it with you at some other time. But I am looking to partner, and also I'm a nurse. And what I think I could offer is if there's anyone who's looking for either some caregiving services or some nursing services, some healthcare services. I'm also taking a medical missionary course, and so I do have some medical missionary skills and do help people with that. And so I'd be able to bring that to the table and partner with somebody and potentially move to the country together.
Thank you. Absolutely. Absolutely. So I should tell my wife to be checking for the delivery with the carrot cake that's on the way, right? Correct?
I can do a banana bread, but
Accept it. Accept it. Our God is just awesome. I'm not one to argue and fight. God bless you. No, I'm glad you made that decision. Because it's a benefit, and I show people their 401ks. If it's not yours, if you don't use it, it just really isn't. Because again, we don't have a lot of time. You get that land is steady going up in prices, as you guys see. Gas is going up, food is going up, everything's going up. Your money sitting there is not yours. You can't use it, and the value is shrinking. So great move with the 401k, absolutely, because it'll pay you back with dividends. It'll pay you back big time when you invest that into your own property. Okay. Thank you.
yes, and the Lord has been good, and I will say that I could not have taken out my 401k while I was still employed at that job, so I had to let the job go. And so it's quite interesting that you can't access your money while you are still employed. Anyway, I know there's been others who've experienced difficulty with that, but I do believe it was the right decision, and actually the Lord led the whole way, and so I have comfort with that.
It is a terrible thing, and it's a gimmick they came up with. It's a cheat they came up with, and people still fall for it. It's just, to me, it's just like the Roman Empire. They say we who we are. We are the vicar. We sit above God. We make the decisions, not God. We do this. We change the commandments, and people still fall for it. Nope. Come off from her. Come off from amongst her. Leave them alone. So great job. I'm proud of you.
Praise the Lord. Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Christina, you went, I believe, and then I see Shauna. I see Shauna, then I see Candace, then I see Sky. So let's go, Shauna.
Yeah. Has anybody bought any of the tiny house from Thomas Net that they can
You're asking me or you're asking people?
No, I'm asking you if you know of
Oh,
somebody.
no, I wouldn't know what people, Shauna, you know I don't know what people spending their money on.
Well, I know they might have
Some
given a
people buying three
testimony.
pieces and getting on the Zoom with greasy faces. You have to be like, well, stop eating that chicken. No, we don't know what. I don't know if anyone bought any tiny homes. Did anyone register with the company? We showed you a company that sells tiny homes. I think that's what my sister's asking. But Shauna, you could do that without even buying the homes. You could start marketing and selling those homes. I showed you just how to do it, and that Zoom is posted. Okay.
I guess I like testimonies, so I can say, "Oh yeah, that one worked," or so. So that's
Then use your own testimony. Get busy.
all right.
You're funny. Candace, my sister.
Yes, yes. Okay, let me start by saying I apologize. I didn't know my phone was unmuted, but my grandson came running in here to wish me a good night. But after that,
We
I
muted
wasn't
you.
sure, huh?
We hard muted you. We went.
Right. And then right afterwards, my phone cut off and I I
That's
thought
okay.
I heard Brother Chris on for a minute,
Yeah.
but did he say anything about the moving thing? Because
Yes,
my
he says
phone
he
cut
only does local. He's in Florida. He only does local.
off. Okay.
And then
Okay.
sometimes he rents a truck and move people, but it's not that far. So I think Wisconsin's a little far for Chris, because once he get
Mm-hmm.
up here, we're gonna grab him and keep him. He won't be able to go back. But he's in
Okay.
Florida. I believe Chris is in Southern Florida at that. So he's way down the road
Okay.
a little bit.
I'm in
Thank you.
South Florida, South Florida.
Yep,
All right. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Brother
You're
Kevin.
welcome.
not a problem.
Mhm.
Okay, Sky.
Brother Kevin, can I cut in for a minute
Yes,
for
ma'am.
the
Let's just
answer
tag team.
Shauna's question?
Go ahead.
Shauna, go online and look up Incredible Tiny Homes from Newport, Tennessee. I know people who have ordered their tiny homes from there. So look that up. I've heard good testimonies. I personally have not used them, but I know people in the church who have and were satisfied with their purchase. So go online. Again, it's Incredible Tiny Homes in Newport, Tennessee.
There you go. Thank you, my sister. Sky.
Oh, wait,
Hi,
wait. May I say thank you, Sister T? That's why I say she's superwoman.
Mm, mm, mm.
good
We're gonna pray for you.
everyone.
Go ahead, Sky.
Hi. I
Hi.
just thought I would share this just because we've been on this journey for the last 5 years. And I find that with all of our experiences, testimonies, and journey with the Lord, we have quite a bit to share. We started doing country living out here in Canada. So, to the sister that's wanting information for Canada, we have lots of that. But then we're leaving because the weather here, it can get a little bit brutal, and we're working against nature to try and self-sustain. So we've made the decision to head over to Costa Rica slash Panama. I'm still indecisive, just because land there, you can buy something for like 10,000, 20,000. We're talking about acres of farmland with fruit trees already planted, rivers and creeks and waterfalls, everything like on the land ready for you. No residency is needed. And if you do want to have that in place first, like it's pretty easy to obtain. So that's where we're headed. We found people to share with, but they're not Adventists. It would be nice to have Adventists, even though it's not really needed for us. The Lord has blessed us throughout our journey where we are able to honestly just buy the land outright. So it would be nice to have others just come along and check it out. There are direct flights. You can come over, check out the land. It produces its own water. Man, you guys just have to see these properties. It's just incredible. We walked there about 2 weeks ago, and just being able to pick from the trees, it's an experience that I can't describe. Like I was
I,
picking star fruit, and there were mangoes and you
oh,
name it. It's on the property. There's like not a missing fruit. Star fruit, jackfruit, apples, avocado galore. What they call better than
and where is this?
chemo.
Which country
This
is
is
this?
in Costa Rica.
I'll give you
Um,
$20 if you do a commercial for Wisconsin like that. Come to Wisconsin. It's everything. Okay, you gonna
sure,
have
but we
everybody on a
wanted
flight going to
something
Costa Rica.
already. Yeah, we wanted something that's ready just because honestly it's crunch time now. So the only thing that the land would be needing is manpower because it is quite a bit of acreage, and all those fruit trees just dropping fruits and no one to pick them. It's such a shame.
So, question for
Uh,
me, for you, is the property you have in Wisconsin, and I'm sorry, in Canada, are you selling that? Because some people want to buy that
yes,
property.
that's up for sale. Yes, it
That's
is
what
up
we
for
need to
sale.
know.
Yes.
Give us a quick description of that property, please.
5 acres. We dug a well. It's both on grid and off grid, so you can produce your own energy. 3 bedroom, 2 bath, great Christian community. Oh my goodness, they're
What part of
family
Canada?
to us. This is in Thunder Bay, Ontario.
Okay, put your number in the chat so people can see that, and reach out to you. Put that link in the chat. There are people that's looking for land in Canada.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so whichever way you want to go, Canada or Costa Rica, do let me know. I will just share the information. No one's obligated to come
There
home.
you got it.
Thank
There
you.
you got it. Not a problem. There you go. I'm trying to help her sell that property. She's trying to get y'all to leave her property. Come on down to Costa Rica.
Yeah, but that's because someone else is interested in it. Whoever's wanting to buy it, they would have to not waste time.
Yeah,
They
absolutely. There
would
you
have
got
to
it.
know this was a home that belonged to an Adventist family that were prepping, and
Sure.
spiritually and physically, it's in the right place. It's got everything T's dotted and I's dotted and T's
T's
crossed.
crossed.
So
I
if
got
you
you.
want it, you'd have to just jump on it because it really is a beautiful property. We just prefer to be nicely roasted in the sun, so we're gonna go to
Mm.
Costa Rica.
Thank you, ma'am. God bless.
No problem.
Cynthia
What's the
Jefferson.
price range?
Say that again.
What's the price for the land in Canada?
It's a fully finished land and home, and it's listed at $379.
Thank you.
No problem.
Cynthia Jefferson.
Yeah, this
Is that a
question is for
number?
Latanya. She wanted to know
Is that
about
in
the
the country?
Hold on a minute. Wait, you guys, listen. You got to put your hand up. We got somebody else that had their hand up, and she's gonna talk now. But you got to put your hand up so I can see you, and then we'll get to you. Let Cynthia go first, please.
yeah, the walkie-talkies. Do you
Yeah.
know when they're gonna arrive? Because I'll be moving in a couple of weeks.
Okay. I have to call my cousin Donald Trump on that, and your cousin Donald Trump, and he is your cousin because there was only 8 people on the ark. Because they got the ships. They're on the ship. That's all I can tell you. So we're just waiting on those to come in. Yes, ma'am. But we knew there would be 30 days out, and it's
30
10
days.
right there.
Okay.
So it shouldn't be much longer. We pray. Okay. So if you got an insight with cousin Donald, go ahead and give him a call and see what he can do.
Thank you.
There wasn't but 8 people on the ark. Don't try to disown them. Thank you so much. Okay. Elma.
Elma. Yes.
Elma. I knew I was gonna get that whooping.
Hi,
I knew I was gonna get that
Kevin.
whooping.
How you
Elma.
doing?
Good. Thank you. God bless you. How are you?
I always was scared about business stuff and things like that. I never thought I could get involved. But today I listened to you and it kind of giving me a little bit closer, feeling more comfortable with it. So I think, maybe one day. But Sky was talking about something that I'm interested in. Either Panama or Costa Rica, because I'm from both of them. My parents were and I too. So I just want to know exactly where she is in Costa Rica
I
and how
just
close it is to
listed my
Panama.
number there so you can
Está
reach
bien.
me
Where is it?
anytime. The
Where's your
property
number?
is the 242-807-6752. WhatsApp it.
You're on the
The
WhatsApp too?
property,
Okay, fine.
it's
Thank
on
you.
WhatsApp. So it's the properties in Perez Zeledon. We would really appreciate a Spanish speaker because it makes getting solar panels and everything else, just building on the property easier. Yeah, it would be nice to get in
I'll
touch.
exchange information and get at it. Get at it. So
I'm leaving next month. I hope she's coming.
Hallelujah. Ooh, that is good.
And we
I
can learn Spanish.
All right.
all right. Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you.
All right,
Gracias.
Big Veronica.
Hi, Brother Kevin. I just have to say, I just really appreciate the creativity and the innovation to get us to think of what else we can do with what we have.
Yes, ma'am.
That is
Our God is awesome.
really, 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 really beneficial. I have a question. I'm only asking, I was going to ask Sister Rita, but I'm asking here in trying to open up a virtual medical practice and holistic. Sorry, I'm just getting in and hold up, let me try to do this. Hopefully you can still hear me. Can you still hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We hear you better, actually.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, praise God. I wanted to ask: would anyone here, or you, or your team, know anyone who um, works in has or works in a medical practice that might be able to offer some assistance in showing me how to do the credentialing, because we have to do it from scratch. It's something I'm very intimidated about, but I'm going to have to do it. And I said, wait a minute, everyone's networking on here. I know it's a little odd what I'm asking for, but some right now we can only take patients with cash, but we could take more patients if we accepted medical insurance. And I just
Yep.
want to know if anyone here or you know someone who's done that that I can connect with so that I can learn from, I would say make less mistakes.
I got a young lady in Florida, so send me a list of requests and information. Be specific with that. Get that to me,
I'll
and
send
I'll
you a
get some.
text.
Yeah, no, send it. Yeah, send it a text or send me an email. If you get more descriptive, the better descriptive, the best. It'd be better. And then I'll get with her and get that back. Get that information for you.
Thank you.
Not a problem. And if anybody else know of anybody that does this, feel free to share with my sister. So yeah, get all that to me, please. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Anything? Did we miss anything? Everybody's
And
good?
I am on the WhatsApp group. I'm on both WhatsApp groups. So if it comes to you, I know a lot of people have left already, but if it comes to you, I am on the WhatsApp group, or Sister K
Sure.
knows me personally. Not personally, but she'll know who I am. I just realized y'all might not know how to find me on WhatsApp, but I'm on that there are
I
people
got her
WhatsApp.
information.
Veronica
Exactly.
Don't
know we
worry,
got her
Veronica, I
information.
Thank you.
got you.
She's trying to be incognito on WhatsApp. Veronica, we know who you are. No, I'm just kidding. God bless you, my sister.
Absolutely.
We got
Absolutely.
you. We got you.
No, God
Thank you.
bless you.
Joanne, your hands up.
No, I was gonna ask her Veronica or contact, but she said to contact Sky or K. No, contact K.
You want
Well,
Veronica's contact?
Veronica, you're in Canada, right? I think, or is she?
I don't think she's in
No,
Canada.
I am.
Joanne,
How you know who I am? I am Veronica Ann Williams. I always sign in my full government name because there are more. There are more than one. There is more than one Veronica on WhatsApp and on most
Yeah.
platforms. Ironically, no, I am in the United States.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Not the United States of Canada.
Soon, maybe
And
soon, maybe soon.
specifically New Jersey is where we would need to credential first, if that's why you are asking, sis.
Okay. Thank you. And brother, I forgot your name. The main speaker. Oh yeah. Pastor Feller or Feller?
Brother Kevin Fuller. Kevin Fuller. Fuller. Full.
Kevin Fuller. Oh, it's Pastor. Okay. No, well, no, I forgot. Oh, yeah. What place in the States do you believe it would, let's say we're allowed to move in the States, what place, what are the, what state do you recommend that you like? Do you like Alabama?
No, it's really easy. I mean, the decision is hands down on Wisconsin. It just is because, and there's a simple reason for that. And some people probably get tired of me talking about it. But the more people we have in Wisconsin, kind of the less cooking my wife and I have to do, and we can get some carrot cake. But with, but there's a lot of states. You just have to literally make that decision for yourself. But I like Wisconsin. You get a big bang for your buck. Arkansas is on my list. Is the number one state where you get a lot more land, usable land, tillable land, those kinds of things. New Mexico and some other Arizona, they got the cheapest land, but it's all desert-like stuff. You don't want that. So Arkansas, Northern Texas, Wisconsin, Georgia, those kinds of things. But I don't recommend. If Georgia, I'm talking Georgia. I like Northwest Georgia, but I don't talk too much about Florida, where Chris Briss is, because he get a hearty appetite. He come over eat everything, but it's the weather is what stops me from South Carolina. That stops me from Southern Georgia, way down in there, and what stops me from Florida. Those kinds of things, because you kind of get trapped a little bit. And then Oklahoma, Tornado Alley, Hurricane, those kinds of things. But just going off history. But however, if you with God, God got you. God got you. But I like Wisconsin. I like the mountains. I like the North Woods, and there's mountains in every state. Then there's
Oh,
Kentucky. There's parts of Tennessee that's quite unique. So you just decide what's good for you. where you have friends and family, and where where you want to go and save some money, those kinds of things.
So you like your favorite is Wisconsin. What's your second favorite?
Wisconsin, first and second.
And third, let's say.
Wisconsin.
So if you move from there, where will you go?
Wisconsin. We did.
Are
We
you gonna
actually
say?
did that. So I'm not making that up. We moved. We moved. My wife is right here. She listened to me. We moved from Wisconsin to Wisconsin. We went from the city we were in was called Beloit, and it's spelled Beloit. Beloit. It's the first city in Wisconsin. We moved 4 hours north, and just
Uh-huh.
beautiful. And if we move again, it'll be it's only another hour north to go. So it'll be the north, or a little bit to the west, or a little bit to the east. But we're here.
You like it? Okay. Well, thank you. I
Then if you
appreciate
go
that.
number 5, then it'd be Virginia.
Virginia. Okay. Thank you.
God bless.
God
Okay.
bless.
All right. Sonny.
Yes. There was a book.
Sonny, you got an
that
echo
we,
in the background. Got to come a little closer to the mic for me,
oh,
please.
sorry. How am I now?
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, there was a book that was displayed on Safe to Serve with Pastor Enriquez. I can't remember if it was you or someone else that showed that book, but it speak about which states are the best for country for country living.
Yep.
Do you know where individuals who are interested in that books may be able to find it?
That was me. What I was saying there is that I gave it's on, matter of fact, it's on our website, and it's on one of the Zooms that's on there too. All those are free for you to watch. So I put those in order according to where the best prices was, and Arkansas had the best rates because of where it's at. Arkansas had the best rates because you get more land, tillable land, all those kinds of things, and property value was relatively cheaper for country property in Arkansas. And then what followed that was New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, those kinds of things for cheap land. But again, there are water issues there because of the desert, those kinds of things. And then it bounced back and forth to various states. But Arkansas by far was the number one.
Thank you.
Not a problem. All right, and Shauna.
Yeah, Brother Kevin. So my brother is in law enforcement and they've dispatched him to go save the world. Is there any service on here that I could have a big brother say when I go buy something and help me pick out and not, because when a woman goes to buy something, yeah.
Chris Briss, this sister needs a big brother to step up and use that voice you got and help
Oh,
her out.
she is so true. I have learned the hard way. Sis, you are right. Do not underestimate that. No matter how much you do your research, no matter how much you know how to communicate, no matter how assertive you are, trust me, there you women, unfortunately, we get played and we don't even know it until after the fact. I have learned the hard way with home repairs, with car repairs, with car purchases. You are right.
Okay, so I know what our next week's Zoom is going to be about, and I'm putting that together for you because I do know she's right, and it's funny you said that because they literally have businesses. I was a private eye, and I was a private investigator for businesses, so I wasn't going around seeing if some man was cheating with some woman, those kinds of things. I investigated businesses, and I would be undercovering businesses for a year, 2 years, months when nobody never knew who I was. But there are businesses that specifically target women and specifically target emotional people, just like the funeral home. The funeral home is worse for it. You lose a child, they play specifically on that, and they'll talk you into a waterproof casket. No such animal, no such thing. But they play on that. So, but there are ways that women can arise and stand up and get around that, and by literally putting your foot down, because they expect you to fall for anything and trust everything that they say. And one thing that I show you is that you don't have to settle for what anybody says. So I'll work on putting something together that's going to show you guys some insights to that and how they do those things and how to get around it. Because women are specifically targeted. They just are, and because women easily succumb to things and give up that money. But not my wife. My wife don't play that. My wife will investigate something 13, 14, 15 times. Even when you almost got it done, she's coming at you again just to make sure everything is right. Because those numbers don't. She'll look it up. She'll do her research. She'll do her due diligence. This is the average cost. Why are you charging me this? Why are you charging me that? She's gonna get on me for talking about it, y'all, in a little while. But she doesn't play when it comes to that. So, but you gotta be like that. Don't accept the first 10 things somebody tell you. Follow it through. Get clarity. So good question, Shauna, and my sister for backing her up. But I'll put
Can,
together something like that's going to show you some insights.
can I say, I remember a young lady went to get her car fixed, a simple fix, and the mechanic and her was laughing, and because she knew the mechanic a while, but when I saw the price, the laughing stopped. I said, "Why would you charge us such and such price?" And the guy was shocked that someone spoke up, and she was angry at me because they knew each other. But when he recognized that his prices was off, he did give her a discount to make her feel good, and that happens quite a lot, so she's absolutely right there. I know actually people who target women, and it's unfair. There's only a few people that I know that does not do that.
Yep.
So you're right, brother Kevin, and everyone.
They'll get you.
It's scary.
And the other thing there, Chris, is new cars. New cars, everybody. New cars are the worst thing you could buy, and especially as a woman. Because my sister, my own sister, was the first. She called me, and the guy was selling her a $9,000 some odd dollar car for $14,900 some odd dollars. And I'm like, why are you overcharging her for this car? He says, are you buying the car? I said, no, she's buying the car. Click. He hung up. They take advantage of you. Stop. You just stop before you guys sign on the dotted line with these contracts and with these agreements. Call your brothers. Shauna said, big brother, call your brothers, call your firm sisters and get some help with that because, yeah, they will take advantage of you. And especially getting the homework done, we're getting wells dug, we're getting solar panels installed, we're getting all those things. Bring it to the Zoom. Let somebody know what's going on first. We had a young lady who did that a couple years ago, and she had 3 different prices from 3 different well diggers, those kinds of things. That's what you got to do, guys. You got to do the redundancy. Do threes with everything. When I show people how to get their business going, we set people up in businesses. We do all the prospectus and all that. We tell them you got to get 3 verifications in every price because that's a grant requirement that you get 3 quotes on everything you do. If you want to buy a truck, get 3 quotes from 3 different people. Same thing with everything you're doing. And then you take the lowest one to this guy and you say, listen, this is where he's at, and you way up here, those kinds of things, and you'll get the people start to be competitive and give you better prices. And they do the same thing on Thomas Net too. But as far as getting you bidding prices, but they will specifically take advantage of women, and then they'll use also women to do that. So please be aware of that. Thank you, my sister.
Can I add one more thing to what you're
Yes, you
saying?
better hurry up because I got to get out here. And then we got Shauna, then we got Joanne, and then we got Dr. Eckley.
Take advantage of Google. It has the prices of everything you want to do. Take advantage. I have such and such needs to be done. What is the average price? And it will give you the average price. So before you go to a contractor or anybody, you already know what prices you're looking at.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. And then I mean, a lot of things you really find out. Some cases you can fix things yourself or get things yourself, finding out how to buy them wholesale. But Google will tell you that. Use that microphone. Now, y'all who are afraid of AI, that Google microphone's been out for a long time. But do y'all know that's AI? Been that way. Use it. Use it. Thank you. Okay. I see Joanne.
Okay. No, just a fast question. When I asked you about Alabama, what did you say? I didn't hear you what you said about Alabama.
I didn't. No, Alabama's fine. There was a young lady who called 2 years ago, and she gave a home away in Alabama. She said most of her family dies when they're 70 years old. They all die in their sleep. She had a beautiful 3-bedroom home, and she wanted somebody to have that home, and she'll move out back in a she shed. And I matched up with a family, and I never heard from either of them again. So she blessed somebody, literally gave somebody a beautiful home. So Alabama's a nice state.
She moved. Where did she move to? Where did she move to?
She already had property, so she just put a home out, a shed out back.
Oh, she stayed there.
Yes. So Alabama, what Ellen G. White says about the South, people say Ellen G. White writes about the South that slavery may rear its head, these kinds of things. What she's saying in the retrospect is don't go down there thinking you come from the North, you come from here, you go from there thinking you're going to boss people around force your religion on people, make folks do this, make folks do that. Yeah, evil will raise his head when you do that in the South, because South is known for Atlanta, Dixie, all those kinds of things, doing what they want to do. So Ellen G. White has said not to get out there and just be over boisterous and try to pour things on people and just live. She didn't say don't go, but she's saying be aware that there's going to be a time and a date and a period where that spirit is going to rear its head again. So be careful there.
That's it. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem. Dr. Ickley.
Kevin, that's good for my question.
Dr. E? Doctor,
Okay.
there you go, Doctor.
Now, thank you. That is a wealth of information. And from what you're talking about, I know I don't have the resources right now to go, but I am passionate about country living. But then I just want to ask, in the light of what we're talking about, if somebody wants to buy a simple hand tool like a tiller that can till the garden, instead of you using mechanical or pay people to do it, you buy a tiller. Is that something I could just go look for in Amazon, or something I could
Yeah, hand tiller.
to hand tiller that would till the garden, till the
Yes, ma'am.
ground?
Yeah, they make one that you roll. It's got little spikes and stuff on there. Yeah, you can get that on Amazon. It's a hand tiller. Just actually type that in. And an aerator or aggregator, it loosens the soil as well. But yes, ma'am, they do. I even got one I pull behind my little four-wheeler, your little tractor. You can pull it behind the lawnmower. You've got a riding lawnmower. They make one you can actually set bricks on it, literally. And you can order that on Amazon. You can set bricks on it, and it's got the tiller blades. The bricks give it weight, and you can pull it behind your riding lawnmower to till.
Okay. Will it be powered by a
No, it's just
battery, or?
no, it's just powered by the weight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
Yes,
set
I have
bricks
to
on it
look
for the
for that.
weight. It's powered by the weight, and you just pull it behind your riding lawnmower. It'll till for you.
Oh, it doesn't have a handheld one?
No, they do have a handheld one. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I just want to see what you think about it and what to look for.
Handheld tiller, right on Amazon. Handheld tiller.
Okay. All right, then. Thank you so much for the
All right, let's
discussion.
pray real quick, and then we'll stick around for a few minutes if anybody got to, but I got to get out of here. I got to go. Okay, let's pray. Heavenly Father, God in heaven, we just thank you, God, for again who you are in our life. Lord, forgive us for our sins and our transgressions. Thank you for the Zoom, God. We pray that it was nourishment, meat, God, for your people. God, as you asked Peter, if you love me, feed my sheep, feed my sheep, feed my lamb. We thank you for the team. We thank you for our people. We thank you for the input from everyone. We thank you for those gathered. God, let them be covered under your blood, led by your Holy Spirit. God, let your Holy Spirit rest, root, and abide. God, in ordering their footsteps, in ordering our paths for country living, sustainability, preparation, effective evangelism, God, as we put you first before all things. God, we ask you just touch those in need, keep them safe, keep them protected, God. Bless their families, bless our pastor and his team. There are people ministry, Save to Serve International, keep them covered under your blood. We send these prayers up to you, our Lord, our Savior, Jesus Christ, in the most holy place of the heavenly sanctuary. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you. Okay. So God bless you. Anybody, make sure we see you guys on Sabbath at 1 o'clock. Sabbath at 1 o'clock. Register on the site for email updates. Got a lot of things coming up. Some of our
Amen.
guys got class Sunday. We got an 8-hour day for the students on Sunday. For the teachers, onboarding for the teachers, the commercials are airing. So we know when school starts for that next month. So we got a lot going on, guys. So reach out. I see a couple hands up there. You all are free to go. Let's see, Dr. Akely. Dr. Akely, you asked your question, or your hand still up? And then there's Christina after you. Okay.
No.
Thank you.
No, I raised my hand down.
Okay, Christina.
Yes, I just wanted to tell the sister who asked about the hand tiller, the tiller to till deal, that I've seen people who tell you be careful with tilling, especially if you are not like the big time commercial farmers. Many people have realized that to till the ground when you planting food, when you turn the soil over, you actually dry out the nutrients that's in the ground. So I know someone in Pennsylvania. She said they tried that for so many years, and then one day they just decided they and they never had success. And she said when they didn't till and they just dig holes and plant their food, she said they were surprised how successful they were.
I agree.
And I've seen that on YouTube and everywhere. You don't need to till if you're not a big commercial farmer.
Mhm.
And then what I do, in
Just
addition
wanted
to
you
what
to
she's
know
saying,
that.
that's so key. I use a weed barrier. I like weed barriers because it stops you from having to take up so many weeds. And with the weed barrier, you just simply punch that hole in there, put your seedling right in the ground, and you're good to go. No tilling, no nothing. Put your seed right in the ground and
Wow.
be good to go. And because honestly, even the weeds that grow to
Mhm.
take toxics out of the soil and to add some of the things and nutrients that soil needs.
Amen.
And a lot of people don't know that weeds all serve a purpose. You may go to one person's land and go 3 doors over to another person's land, and you'll see totally different weeds growing, totally different kinds of weeds, because there's a soil deficiency, there's a substance deficiency there. And those weeds come to bring that back and to take other toxins up out of there. Then that weed get up, it pulls all that out, then it dies. Okay, so she's right. A lot of people don't do tilling because they don't want to lose what God put there naturally.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's very interesting. Thank you. I already removed the weeds and just want to till. That was the only thing. But that the ground is, yeah, I could use it. I could use the information
Yep.
given now. The knowledge
Yep.
is great.
You can
Thank you.
you can check out the Back to Eden method on YouTube. There's a whole documentary on it. Um,
Back to Eden.
Back to Eden.
All right. Thank you.
Welcome.
Everybody. God bless you, everybody. Good night, good night, good night. God bless. Christina, you good? You good? Your hand was still up. God bless you, everybody.
I'm
Yeah.
fine.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Unmute, everybody.
God bless
All
you
right.
too,
Good night.
Brother Kevin
Bye.
and everyone
Yes,
else.
God
Bye.
bless.
God bless you.
Thank you so
Everyone.
Good
much.
night.
Good
Amen. Amen.
Good
night,
night.
everyone.
Nudi, I see you,
Night,
Matthew.
everybody.
G. Hey, everybody.
Good night.
Be a
Juanita didn't even
blessing
speak
every
to
day,
us.
everywhere, everyone.
Thank you.
I'm here. I was just listening.
All right, God bless you. I just want to check, make sure all our people are okay. Letitia, how are you? Thank you, Kay. Chris
I'm
Brisk.
good. Thanks. How are you?
Never had a
Good
bad day. I thought it was
night.
awesome.
Good night. Good night.
Good
Good
night,
night.
Cheryl.
Thank you
Good
guys for your participation,
night.
for helping out. God bless. Let me
Brother
stop.
Kevin, you know what I was just looking up?
A carrot cake for Brother Kevin and how to deliver it.
No, Wisconsin. I didn't know you were that close